you see I'm getting close. I accelerate, going faster than fast. Hit the gas, lose control, I won't crash. Running high, put your money on the dash. Throw the dice, lose control, I won't crash. Running low, I won't crash. When you slow, I won't crash. Running, take, you running on the road, so get out the way. Push the pedal to the floor, going all the way. Yeah, you see I'm getting close. I accelerate, going faster than fast. Hit the gas.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the Betting News Network. Excited to have you guys with us. And we are back. The W is back. I'm back. What's up, everybody? SPJ here. And I got my new special co-host with me. This is Stephen Florio. This is Flo, my dog. I got your first name right this time. I never
yes, sir.
Again, let's go. Excited to have Flo in the house. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. Excited to have all you guys with us, tapping in with us on Twitch, on YouTube, or if you're watching us on X. Thanks for being here. 2 hours of content coming at you guys live. Flo and myself are going to be breaking down the very tasty 4-game WNBA slate we got in front of us today. Flo's got a game as well that we're playing that's going to be really fun that I have no idea what's going to happen with Keep 3, Cut 5. And then we're going to give you our favorite plays, cook a parlay as per usual. But don't go anywhere after us. We've got the All-Sauce team directly after us talking about the huge Game 7 today in the NBA between the CAVS and the Pistons. But welcome to the show, Flo, big dog. Welcome to the show, dude. So happy to have you. The cat's out of the bag. You are the co-host now of the show with us this season, man. Super excited to have you. How you doing, man?
Man, I feel great. I feel amazing. Honored to be here, man. Great to get this thing rolling. And we have a primetime game on 1:30 at NBC with the Aces and the Dream. That's going to be amazing. That's the home debut. Not the home debut, but we have Angel Reese playing at State Farm against Asia. That should be a ton of fun.
Oh, yeah.
We got 4 games, man. There's a ton of money to be made. So Keep 3, Cut 5. Fun game. You go into it blind. I have 8 names. You don't know. There could be a great name at the end. There could be a bad name at the end. But it's a different topic each Sunday. So I thought, because you asked me, what are some of my surprises to start the season? So I'll segue right into that.
I love it, man. I love it. We're going to have some fun with some games. We're going to go through all 4 games today. We do have a game tipping off, as Flo just said, to kick off the morning/afternoon, depending on where you are in the country. The Dream taking on the Aces. 2 teams that have been really good to start the season. Aces obviously fell short in the very first game, but then since then, they've definitely righted the ship. Asia coming off that spectacular 45-point game. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, just before we get to your game, start the season. Obviously, there's been a lot of, you got the 2 new expansion franchises coming in. What's been your biggest surprise or a couple things that have really kind of piqued your interest to start the year, maybe betting or just kind of been watching the games, what you've been liking?
Yeah, man, my mind defaults to one good, one bad. The good, I mean, I think you coined the phrase, so I'm not trying to steal it. The Washington Monuments, is that what we call it now?
Washington Monuments, baby. Let's go.
Man, Shakira and Kiki look ridiculous. It feels like they're grabbing 30 rebounds a game. Yeah. They get that ferocious OT win against the Fever where they were a force down low. Are they ahead of schedule? Because I think a lot of us had that kind of second tier of who's going to come up. And I don't think many of us had the Washington Mystics of the team in that tier. But the way Sonia Citron has been looking, the fact she's over 20 points in 2 or 3, it's a 3-game sample size. Kiki looks amazing. She looks refined on offense. Shakira Austin looks like that veteran presence. You see why they matched the contract. That's my good. My bad is what the hell is going on in Dallas? You mean they have the $1 million front court with 2 $1 million bigs, and neither one can play defense right now. They're giving up, I want to say, the second most points in the paint right now. It looks bad. So it's 3 games. You don't want to overreact. But when the head coach is calling out the locker room, saying the selfishness in the locker room, that kind of popped my eyes open. I'm like, this was supposed to be fun. You had the number 1 pick. It's paid year 2. You have 2 vets from the Lynx, a winning culture. It's supposed to be different now, but it's okay, it's early, but it's on my radar though.
Maybe not. Yeah. I last season watching this team, they were fun in stretches, but they were always going to be bad just because, when you pick 1 overall, you're a bad team, most likely. But you get Paige. Obviously, Paige is a generational talent. I just never thought that the Paige Arike thing would work. I was never a fan. And I like both players. I think they're really good. They're very talented. Obviously, Arike can score the ball from anywhere. But, I just don't know. I just never felt like the chemistry between them was that it worked. And I'm not seeing it again to start the season this year. I was surprised that they kind of ran it back with that once again. Obviously, we'll see what happens with Fudd if she turns out to be a really dominant player as the number 1 overall pick. But that's looking like
Yeah.
When you got Miles playing so well right now for the Lynx, like that's looking like a little bit of a tough decision at the moment. So, yeah, I'm with you. The Wings have been a tough watch. And to just go back to your Mystics point, I loved this team last year. We talked about it a couple times when we had you on some shows last year. And like as you said, the Washington Monuments. But I think when they moved on from Sykes and they kind of got to the point where they said, listen, we're rolling with these rookies. We're rolling with these young guns. Obviously, Shakira Austin playing, like you said, the vet. If she can stay healthy this year, look out for this team, man. Sonia Citron is no joke. I saw a stat. I said this yesterday on the show too. I can't remember if it was the first person in WNBA history or if it was somebody else that she matched, but she was one of the first or someone else to do 30-point score over 30 points on an 80% true shooting percentage. So crazy, man. And if you watch her play, she's so efficient. Like that's the craziest thing. We've had some really efficient scoring to start the season. We're going to talk about Kelsey Plum a little bit later too, but she's been spectacular for the Sparks so far. So I love both your answers. One thing I'll just add in, and then we'll get to your game because I know we got some betting to do today. But what do you think about the two expansion franchises? I mean, we're going to talk about the tempo today. The Fire aren't playing today, but obviously they got that win against the Liberty against your squad.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't get the job done back-to-backs because Liberty came out and said, okay, yeah, all right, here you go. But I've been really impressed with this tempo team. I know Marina Mabry has been awesome to start the season. She wasn't really great in the last game, but we're going to talk about them taking on the Sparks once again. You got Sykes there. You got Mabry. This tempo team looks fun, and I think they're going to be – I like what I'm seeing from both expansion franchises this season to kind of see – how they're fitting in. I mean, we saw the Valks last year really take it off and run with it, making the playoffs as an expansion team. So it's nice to see, obviously, the league growing, but it's also nice to see that these expansion teams don't just come in and just suck immediately. Like they're actually, it's showing that in the dub, there's enough diversity of talent. There's enough of a pool of talented players that like the expansion is actually working. So I'm excited to see kind of how both of these teams continue to develop the season and what we've seen from them so far to start the year.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well. For one, the environment in both tremendous. I mean, like that Portland crowd, both games against the New York Liberty, like tremendous. I think like with Portland, they're probably going to be the team that struggles more so than Toronto. Toronto has more talent. I like Sandy Brondello there a ton. Like a lot of people have so many like, issues with Sandy Brondello, and like as a Liberty fan, like she was a former coach, like she has things which drive you crazy, but she's a very smart coach. They're doing this with a couple players, especially in that front court, that they're desperately missing. Temi Benley, Isabel Harrison. Like they really only have one center on the roster. We're going to break that down more later in the program. But I really like Kiki Rice. I like the youth movement they have going there. Brittany Sykes is like the stable hand. Her assist is a look for that game in the Sparks game. She's playing really well. I like the pace that they play with. And in-game adjustments. Like, I love the fact that last game against the Sparks, they were down like 15 in like the first 5 minutes of the game. And then they fought all the way back. They're at the gun, and it's a one-possession game. And Kelsey Plum comes up with a couple big buckets there. But, like, right there to the end. So I like both these franchises. And if you look at the Portland Fire, I just love the fact that, like, Bridget Carlton stepping up in a new role. Like, she's a defined player. Like, I don't think we've ever seen her this way, where she's taking consistent step-back three-pointers. Lisa Geisel-Solder is giving them something. So there's a lot on both of these teams. Clearly, they're going to have to kind of build this from the ground up because neither one truly has, like, their franchise player. I think Marina Mabry is an excellent player, but I don't know if she's really going to be the franchise there long-term. But there's a lot to be excited with both these teams.
I mean, on that point, and then I'll get to your game because I'm excited to play. Yeah. You had last year Veronica Burton obviously kind of break the mold of like a player who was a very much so a journey woman type of player in the dub, not really ever kind of settling in a specific spot, but a high draft pick and somebody that was, well touted and just never had a landing spot. Most improved player of the year. She's playing awesome to start the season as well this year for the Valks. And again, it just goes to show you got these players that maybe were, middle of the roster or like 6 or 7 off the bench on some bigger teams. And Mabry never really got an opportunity in other spots. She was on bad teams. So, and then as you mentioned with Carlton, like you're getting a chance. You're getting a chance to be the A1 scorer on these franchises, and you get to see how that plays out. So I'm excited to see that continue moving forward. We'll talk about, as you mentioned, the tempo, and I loved how you said they play with pace because they are the tempo. All right. Works out. All right, let's do your game, and then we'll jump into these 4 games we got in front of us today, man.
All right, beautiful. Everyone, welcome to Keep 3, Cut 5. Pretty simple. You go in blind. I have 8 names. There's a bunch of topics we could have picked, but I'll pick this one, kind of a basic one.
Okay.
Early on, looks for this season, looks like this draft's going to be amazing. Last year's draft, we already know that was amazing. So the topic is Players in year 1 and year 2 to build your franchise. I have 8 names. Got to pick 3. Got to cut 5.
Okay. All right. I get it.
All right.
This is going to be good.
We'll start right at the top. Azzy Fudd, first name.
Cut.
Any specific reason why on Azzy Fudd, or is it just you need to see?
I need to see more. I'm only get to keep 3, and I know there's some big names coming on here for sure. So unfortunately, until I see more from her on the court, I'm going to have to cut her.
Fair enough. Right. Second name, Dominique Malonga.
Oh, that's tough. Probably cut as well, just because again, I know some bigger names are coming. So I really like Malonga's game though, and I think she's so young, so she's going to get. Sook likes to call her the female Wimby, and I do think she's going to be a dominant player in the dub for a long time. But until I think just right now, I'm going to go cut.
Okay, third name, one of the monuments. Let's go, Kiki Iriafen.
Oh, damn it!
She's playing tremendous. I don't know if you've seen you're getting 20+ points and 12+ rebounds.
Her double at plus money is just taking candy from a baby. I'm gonna keep Kiki. I love Kiki Iriafen, man. Kiki, do you love me? Yeah, I'm keeping Kiki. Maybe I regret that decision later, just depending on names come up. But yeah, I'm keeping Kiki. She can be my cornerstone.
Yeah, I love Kiki too. Here's a name that's interesting because with the Sun, they're kind of in transition to go from like Connecticut and next year in Houston and pure bulldog. You get an Anissa Morrow. Year 2 with a 3-ball now.
Man.
I don't know if you saw. Did you see she did the 2 small on Asia? Now, granted, Asia then went and dropped 45, but she did the 2 small on Asia.
I love players that actually play like that and talk like that, and then can back it up with actual hooping too. I love Morrow, man, but I'm cutting her. I know there's bigger names coming, and she's great, and she's going to be awesome to watch for the next couple of years, especially if she continues to develop her offensive game. Because as you said, she's a dog on the glass. Like she's always going to be a big rebounder, but if she can keep scoring like this, look out. But yeah, I'm going to cut her. That's a tough one.
All right, so you have Kiki Iriafen, 4 names down, 4 left. Olivia Miles.
You said this year's draft and last year's, right?
Yep, year 1 and year 2 players. Fuck. This is name 5.
Yeah, and I've only kept 1, so I only get to keep 2 more.
Yes, sir.
I've got. Yeah, I'm cutting her. Damn it, man, that's tough. That's tough, but I'm cutting her.
Okay.
Would you keep her?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
This is I've seen enough. She's Chris Paul.
Yeah, I know you.
Because I was trying to find a comparison. So back in the day, I'm going to date myself here. Back in the day, Chris Paul wanted to go to the Hawks, and then the Hawks passed on him, and then he became like a Hall of Famer. I think that's what the Wings may have done, unfortunately. No shade at AZ, but yeah, Olivia Miles is the future. Next one, Flaw J. Johnson.
I'm cutting. I'm starting to regret not taking Miles, but yeah. I'm cutting Johnson.
Yeah. No worries. All right.
Yeah.
So that means you're stuck with the last 2. So the next one was going to be Sanaya Rivers.
Oh, damn it, man.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's the first time through.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we've done blind rankings before, which is pretty much the same thing, and I made the mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Sanaya, but I definitely would have kept Miles instead. Who's my last name?
Sonia Citron. Can't go wrong.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
So
I'm okay.
Kiki and Sonia, like you did something.
And I did okay with that. And to be honest, with the way Sanaya plays defense and like her just energy, I don't hate that move. But if I would have had Miles, I think that would have been the perfect 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Padge is laughing at me in the chat. Thanks, Padge. That was fun. B-. Yes, thank you. B-. Absolutely. Paige wasn't. Yeah. Flo went for a little bit more like in depth. He could have gone.
Yeah. Because if I say
Paige,
everyone's going to say like, of course, who doesn't want?
Yeah.
Paige?
Or like, or well, maybe not. You can't do. I was going to say Caitlin Clark, but that was 2 years ago. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, good draft indeed. That was fun. We'll do that again. I'll do it next time for you, and I'll kind of pick some. I'll pick some now that I know kind of how the game works. I get it now.
Cool.
All right, sweet. Good stuff, chat. Let us know what you guys are thinking. Keep rocking and rolling in the chat. Thanks for being here. If you're watching us to start off your Sunday morning, this will be live every Sunday. The Dub is back. Obviously, you can go watch Flo's show throughout the week as well. Welcome to the W. But he'll be with us every single Sunday right here, breaking down everything we're going to see in the WNBA. Real quick, before we jump into these games, you got any thoughts on this Pistons-Cavs Game 7? I know you obviously are a big Knicks guy.
Yes, I do. I think the Pistons will be taking it home. I have one bet on this one. Asar Thompson is a crazy generational defender. That's what I'm starting to see here. So I took his steals plus blocks. It's like plus 123. I just did one unit on that. The Pistons is going to be the Pistons' fifth elimination game they'll play this postseason. He has 4+ steals and blocks in the previous 4. Last 2 games, he has 5 and 7, and he had 5 last game, and he only played in 25 minutes before fouling out. So I just think like a game like this, I know I'm going to get. I'm getting 36 minutes of a Tasmanian Devil chasing James Harden, and that 2-hand block in game 6 was tremendous. So yeah, I'm just gonna ride with Asar Thompson in a game like this. I like Asar.
Brother, you read my notes. I took his. I can't take, unfortunately, because I'm in a limited spot with how many books I can access, so I can't take the stocks line. I love that play, but I took his 3+ steals for almost 2-1.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I like his RA too. We'll talk about it more on Sauce Team though with V and Sook. I just wanted to pick your brain about it because I know you're. Who do you want as a Knicks fan? Who would you rather? Who do you think wins, and then who would you rather face?
I'd rather play the Cavs because I think that front line is soft and they can't rebound, and Dean Wade is like a liability on offense. It's going to be the Pistons though because that's the only way this book could end. Like they ran through the Knicks this season, regular season versus the playoffs. I think that's going to be a tough series. I think the Knicks will win it, but like I think it'll be really tough. That probably goes 7. At this point, I just want to see the Knicks play basketball. I haven't seen them play basketball in like 9 days. It's terrible.
Asiatic. It doesn't matter. Knicks in 5. All right.
I don't know, man. The Pistons are going to be tough. Cade is ridiculous right. Like that's nothing about that team is going to be easy.
I just want the Pistons to win today so badly. I really don't want to watch the Cavs for another series. I'm good on that team now, so I'm with you on that. All right, let's go to the Lady Hoopers. Game 1, big dog. Dream taking on the Aces. As you said, this is a standalone primetime game this afternoon/morning, depending on where you are. Tap in, chat. Is going to be a really good game. Dream have been great to start the season. Angel Reese fitting in nicely, 2-0. They will not have oh my God, I just went completely blank on her name. They will not have Ryan Howard today. She's in concussion protocol, so no Howard for the Dream. Asia Wilson just dropped a 45-piece, like you mentioned, on the Sun, but it's the Sun at this point. 3.5-point favorites are the Aces on the road here. 3.5-point dogs. Excuse me, not on the road. It's like a primetime standalone game, but the Dream 3.5-point dogs. I know I got a lot of questions for you in this game, and I got a couple props. I know you have your favorite prop as well in this game too. But when I was labbing this one, dude, man, there's so many things to like in this game.
Yes, there is.
What are you looking at? What are you liking?
My favorite play in this game is Jackie Young. But just to go back to like the overview of this slate is injuries. You mentioned Ryan Howard. Whenever there's injuries on a slate, I always consider that a blessing because it creates such uncertainty. The books don't know how to price everything because now you have lineup adjustments. Like, for example, Tahina Powell starting today compared to being the usual 5 with Gray and Ryan. So my favorite from this game is Jackie Young. I just think it's time for her to get right. We've seen in the past that Asia Wilson has lit up this Atlanta team, but also Smesko on the side for Atlanta. He's keyed on her like a lot. So I think that there's a game where she could get busy. 15.5 is too low. I love the start for Kennedy Carter. She's a tremendous player, but it is kind of absurd to me that like her points are priced like just 1 below Jackie Young to open. Like Jackie Young's the starting shooting guard. She's the one that's going to be out there for 30 minutes, playoff environment at State Farm Arena. She's shooting 40% or under in 3 of the 4 games this year. 2 of the games were blowouts. You had Ring Night was a blowout. The first game against Connecticut was a blowout. This is a game where if it just stays competitive, you just think that Jackie Young can get to that mid-range jump shot that will be there. I think that you're going to see like Nas Hillman will be on Asia Wilson, excuse me. And then she should be able to navigate screens to get to that midi. The backcourt for the Dream is very small today. Like Tahina Powell, Jordan Canada. I just think that Jackie Young, like she's just due for like one of these games where like she hits 2 or 3 3-pointers or she just gets to that midi. I think I like that one a ton. There's a ton of other looks I like in this game as well, but I'll let you take over because I know you had a play you really liked in this one too.
Yeah, I love Young. I like her RA too. So if you wanted to put it all together with the PRA, she's been a menace on the glass. Last time she played the Dream as well last season, she had a triple-double. So if you want to maybe take the PRA action there too, but I like the points. So I looked at Jordan Canada because I liked betting Canada a lot last year. I just like her game, especially with no Howard. You got to think that obviously Alicia Gray would be the obvious name you would go to in the points department, but Canada's been really good too scoring. I like her assist and her rebound, so maybe the PRA for her. Didn't end up betting it, but I did like that quite a bit. I took the chalk, bro. Give me Wilson for 23.5 points. I mean, she just scored 45. No idea why her line's 23.5. She's also, as you said, cooked this Dream team when she's played them 30 points in back-to-back games against them last year. And again, just to remind everybody this, because you and I have kind of chatted about it, but going into the season this year as well, there are so many new players in new places. So like you can't really look at like what players did against certain teams last year because like Angel Reese wasn't on this team last year. And that is a completely different, backcourt that you're dealing with with the Dream. So maybe it's different. But you're going to give me Asia sub 25 after she just dropped a 45 piece? Yeah, give me that. And especially in the standalone, like primetime type of game with everybody watching, yeah, she's going to get out there. She's going to take enough shots to get there. I just hope that she's knocking them down and getting to the line. So nothing wrong with taking some chalk. And you mentioned this earlier, and this is where I wanted to pick your brain. I bet it, but I want to talk to you about it.
Mm-hmm.
This line makes no sense. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing about Kennedy Carter is that she's probably only going to play 20 to 22 or 23 minutes. Like she's not going to play starter minutes, like you said. She is coming off the bench. I think she's a lock for 6th woman of the year right now. If she keeps playing like this. But the thing about her that does scare me is she's due for a little bit of regression, and she's not really a super like volume scorer. Like she's going to take like 10 to 12 shots. She got to the line a bunch last game, which is why she soared over her line once again and got 18 points in that one. But I'm concerned that there's going to be a drop off at some point. But I'm going to keep betting it if they keep giving it to me sub 15 because she's cruising over this line. So I think there is some regression coming. Maybe it's today. Don't love this one, but I had to get involved just because of how good she's been to start the season.
Yeah, this definitely popped up because that's one of the kind of like hidden themes in this. Is like sneaky revenge spot. Obviously, Kennedy used to play for the Dream. Also, Cheyenne Parker-Tyus. I don't know if they'd ever give us a line. She used to play for the Dream too. I think that if you just look at this Aces team and like you just zoom out, I said last year on a stream, I said like, oh, they're about to be the 96 Chicago Bulls. This team is so loaded, so stacked. Then they started 14-14. It looked terrible. When I went on the stream and apologized to everyone, then they reeled off 16 straight. So if you like kind of zoom out and look to last year to this year, they have that one blip on ring night, but they've won 19 of their last 20 regular season games. And they just have like Kennedy Carter, who could probably, you talk about the tempo, you talk about the fire, she'd be the best player on both teams. And if they just gave her the full key, she could probably get 20 points a game. She's like that talented. Mm-hmm. So I do think that Kennedy is due for a drawback at some point here, but the way that they look and the way that they play basketball, the way they push tempo, and for me, the thing about Kennedy, which makes her points so enticing, is like it's all starting from defense. Like a lot of it's in transition. They go from defense to offense, and when you have someone like Jackie Young, to your point about the RA, that's why she's getting to the cup because she could go get it on her own, or you have a sniper like Jackie who could find you on the break, or Chelsea Gray could find you on the break. And a lot of times, Asia's getting the ball on the block, getting doubled, and she's just swinging it off to, Kennedy Carter coming downhill, which is like a joke. So, yeah, this team is stacked, man.
Well, it's on. So I bet Asia Wilson last year MVP for like 45-1 when they were right before they went on that winning streak. So I got great value, and obviously she ended up cashing out. And a lot of people in our chat were tapped in with me there too. It was a little sprinkle. I had some fun with it, but she ended up getting the job done. And it's peaks and valleys in this league. And I think this year you're going to see a bit more consistency, but because of the diversity of talent we have this year, I mean, who knows, man? The top of the WNBA right now. I was just looking at the standings before we got started too. Like, I don't know, dude. When we get to the point where we're about halfway through, I think a lot of these teams are going to be right there neck and neck with each other, and it's going to be not a clear cut like this Aces team is stacked, your Liberty is stacked. Yeah. But like there's some other teams out there that like I think the Mercury are going to be really, really tough all season long, like with the way they're playing basketball to start the year. So it's going to be the Lynx, they don't even have Collier and they're still out there hooping right now. So but just back to this Aces.
The Lynx are interesting when I was looking at them because like their title odds are 750. I don't think as constructed they can win the title, but you can make a trade at the deadline. It's 3 games, and I'm not trying to be like victim of the moment here. But if Olivia Miles is passing this well and Fee's coming back, the pick and roll numbers with her and Natasha Howard are like out of this world. Like crazy. So if I just replace Natasha Howard with Nafisa Collier in that spot, it's like that team can't compete for the title, flaws and all.
Yeah, we'll talk about that team in a little bit because I looked at Howard as well, and I loved betting her last year for the Fever. She was great. Yes, hello from Twitch, or excuse me, from X. Thanks for asking. What's up, Luca? How you doing? Canada points. Yeah, I like that. We talked about Canada a little bit there as well. If you wanted, I would take the PRA for Canada. I think that'd be my favorite, like prop line for Canada specifically. But I think the points is fine too. Do you have a favorite with Canada specifically?
I like the PRA or the PA. Historically, the Aces like. While their backcourt defense has been good, they've always struggled against speed guards like Natasha Cloud, Jordan Canadas, Skylar Diggins. Those type of guards always gives them fits. You're going to get high usage. Her line's 12.5. you can't take everything from a 130 game in such a big slate. But I stared at that and looked really hard and was like, man, 12.5. With the shot volume she's gonna get, like.
Yeah. This is annoying too. Dallas Cowboys, what's up? And I hate this. And we're going to talk about a couple of other players that are starting for teams that you don't get lines for. And dude, it is pissing me off. And I know that you know that as a dub lover too. Like,
yeah,
can we work it out, please? Can we please just get lines for the starters on these teams? I know you're not going to give me lines for some of the bench players that we all want to bet, and I get that. That's fine. You can't have everything you want in life, but like, can we at least can we get lines for starters? Like, what are we doing? Yeah, so that sucks.
Couldn't agree more, man. Couldn't agree more.
And then we're not going to talk about the Mercury today, unfortunately, but dude, Nokic.
Oh my goodness.
She's so fun, man. Oh my God. It's been awesome watching her hoop.
Hey, do you know how many 3-pointers I need to take to make three? 3, because that's all she does every game. Like, I'll just go 3 for 3.
3 for 3, 5 for 5. It doesn't matter.
Simple.
Chilling. Yeah, the books are so soft, Pat. You know the deal. All right. Anything else? And one thing in this Aces game that we didn't talk about her yet, but Chelsea Gray is always a good look. She's had some great games against the Dream too. I liked her PRA. This is a great SGP game. Maybe if at the end of the show, if we got a bit of time, we can circle back and do a little fun SGP. Do you have something cooked in the SGP department for this game on your own?
Specifically for this game, no. I do have a lot of looks that I like in this game. I also like the first basket because it's the first game of the day, so you have to have a first basket.
Okay.
So I'm trying not to go a rant here. Let me give you the 2 names I like: Asia Wilson, Jackie Young. You know,
nice.
Asia, the tip. I will say this though: I've watched all these Aces first basket plays. First basket plays to be like first half, second half. We're rolling the ball out. The half is starting. We're going. It should be Asia or Jackie. I do 0.25 units usually on 2 players and call it a day. I also threw 0.1 on Stephanie Talbot, who's very sneaky. She's at 1,500. 0.1 never hurt anyone because they keep doing this thing where Asia gets the ball and most times like, she's going to post up, shoot a turnaround. But the rare occurrence when the slide happens and Talbot's in the corner or she'll cut to the cup. Like, she never shoots unless it's the first play. I want to say she has 3 of the last 7 first baskets for the Aces, but if you count first and second half. So for 0.1, I'm throwing 0.1 on that every single time. So to recap, I did Asia 0.25, Jackie 0.25, and a 0.1 sprinkle on Stephanie Talbot. I gave that one out last game. She didn't take the first basket shot, so I coined the run back theory. If this day starts with a Stephanie Talbot basket and I'm not on it, it's going to ruin the day. So we're not doing that. So,
you gotta go back to the well every single time if you ever read. Have to, because you'll be more pissed off when it happens if you don't have a little sprinkle on it once again. Also, somebody else that you can only bet first basket on. There are no other lines for Talbot, which is super frustrating. Any love for Angel? We didn't talk about Reese. Anything else from on her that you looked at? I liked her RA quite a bit. Did you have anything that you liked with Angel in this spot?
Yeah, see, I love that you call out the RA. I do question, like, since they don't have Ryan Howard, like, will they use her as another ball handler? Like, that's to be seen. I want to say 16 rebounds last 3 times versus the Aces. Nas Hillman is a very good defender. She should get Asia Wilson. So you'd figure that weak side, you're going to see, like, Angel Reese being able to scoop up those rebounds. The line's at 14, which is tough. But if you look at the double-double, it was at 200. So maybe we could put that with something. Now it's at 260. But it's scary because I'm saying, like, you're going right at the Defensive Player of the Year. But I thought about just going PR because I'm like, I get Asia Wilson's very scary, but, like, Angel Reese in that building in this game in prime time against the Aces, like, that's hard to turn down. That's very hard to turn down.
I mean, the rebounding line, like you said, at 13.5 is crazy work, but it's there for a reason. And she's had good games. She's had good rebounding games against Asia previously. So not to say that they're not going to be down there, but as you mentioned, I think Smith's going to probably be guarding her a little bit more than Asia. We'll see how that plays out. Last mention, and then we'll move to the next game. Asia's assists also kind of piqued my interest. I took the points just because I don't want to be pissed off if she scores 30 and I don't have any money on it. But the 2.5 line feels low. As you mentioned, maybe the Dream go through stretches where they double her or something like that, and she's having to kick it and swing it and maybe getting some buckets from Young, like you mentioned, or Chelsea Gray. I think a 2.5 feels like a comfy spot. Again, maybe take the PA just so you don't lose out on the scoring, but I think her assist is a good look in this game. Could be a nice little cheeky ladder spot too.
Yeah, definitely agree, man. I want to say 2 for 3 last year. I took it the 2 times, and the 3rd time I took the assist. She had like 1 and scoring like 34 points. It was a terrible watch. So
yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah. Like, oh, who's the idiot who gave out the assist?
Yeah, I've had that happen many times. And usually that's why I end up taking the PA or the PRA with scores like that, just because you don't want to miss out if they drop a 40 burger or something.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Let's go to the next game. I'll let you tee this one up.
Yeah, man. Second game of the day, we have the Storm. We have the Fever. Fever looked to bounce back off of a tough loss to the Mystics and OT. Storm, man, they're kind of losing, down unfortunately with Dominique Malonga. She has the concussion, which, on a side topic, when it happened last game against Toronto, you saw it in person, and she looked woozy, and they let her go back in the game. Like, what are we doing there? Like, especially coming off of the finals with Satu Sabli had this concussion. Queens' finest right there. Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you. See, that's love. The family environment.
That's absolutely.
Yeah, so in this game, there's a lot of thoughts I thought about. I thought about going to Caitlin Clark for the threes because she mentioned in her post-game press conference about like getting back to herself, her rhythm, putting it up, being more freestyle. I want to take. She took 17 3-pointers last game, so I thought about that. I also thought about going to the assist for Caitlin Clark because I also think that, you know what, with no Dominique Malonga and a paint that's defended by Stephanie Dolson and Mackenzie Holmes and no one else, like the pick and roll will be there. I landed on Monique Billings rebounds at 6.5. I see it's now at 7.5. I probably paid that for 0.75 units, but I took the 6.5 and minus 130. I love Monique so much. One, Aaliyah Boston and I played today, so I think you're going to see if she's out, Monique Billings should be locked into 28, 29 minutes if the game isn't a blowout. Regardless, she's going to see 25, 26 plus minutes. She is a terror on the glass. I just think with her athleticism, her height, she really could get busy, could get active. I had a lay with her double-double with another player later on in this slate because I just want to tell Monique Billings. I just think that she's a super active player. I think she's a great running mate with Caitlin Clark. I think she brings great energy, great defense. She's exactly what this Fever team needs, and I think it's an awesome upgrade from Natasha Howard. No slander on Flash. Love you, Flash, but I love Monique Billings. So favorite from this game is Monique Billings, but I had a ton of thoughts. I had a lead on Flaw Johnson's points also. I mean, the points got to come from somewhere. Jade Melbourne's assists, like she's been racking them up. I want to say she has 6 in the last 2 games, I want to say, off the top of my head. So a lot of looks in this one. As a big spread of, I want to say, 11.5. Fever, I think, should bounce back nicely today. Caitlin Clark should have a very nice game. Yeah, I like the Fever today.
I love your Billings play, man. This rebounding line. I was going to ask you if you sprinkled on the double-double as you were talking about it, and then you know what you're doing. The rebound, as you mentioned as well, Aaliyah Boston GTD. I think she may not play, dude. I think she's going to sit. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I love that you mentioned Clark. I don't have any plays in this game. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I think the Fever could also just blow him out of the water. Do I want to bet that? No. It's 11.5 point spread for a reason. Clark's threes was interesting. I think that she's going to come back, and like you mentioned, I think that we're going to see her taking 12 to 15 a game again. Like you said, getting back to what we saw her and what she became famous in Caitlin Clark for. But yeah, I don't know. I just also looked at Kelsey Mitchell, her points. She's been great to start the season for this team. I loved what I've seen from her. Loved betting on her last year. Her points have been free to get rolling this year. So I think then 20.5, 21.5, depending on where you're shopping for Mitchell, feels nice. But if this game does get a little bit out of hand, like, are these ladies going to be out there at the end? So I don't know. It's kind of hard to bet against the Storm right now, team, just because of how, especially without Malonga, like you mentioned, like, where's the scoring going to come from? Like, are we trusting Heidemann to get the job done scoring? Are we trusting a rookie in Johnson to get the job done? I did look at her points as well, even her PR, but yeah, I don't know. I like your angles with Billings. I think that's chat. Take that now, because again, if Boston gets ruled out, that line's going to it might be already baked into the line. Like you said, you got the 6.5. It's up to 7.5 now. I think it probably pops up to 8.5 if Boston ends up sitting. So, yeah, I like everything you had to say. Don't have anything myself in this game. Probably the one game of the slate today that's not like yay woo, like maybe the one that you might want to skip. It's Caitlin Clark, so maybe you want to watch her, splash some triples and stuff like that. But yeah, nothing for me in this one.
Yeah, makes sense. You don't have to play something in every single game,
Absolutely. Yeah, what's going on, chat? Melbourne, 13.5 PA.
Yeah, she's been playing really well. Like, you talk about players getting like extra opportunities. Like, her and Lexi Brown are like the vets on that team, and like she's been like playing really well in transition. So yeah, to your point, like the usage and the points got to come from someone's going to shoot the pill, and it could be her.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, man.
Cool, dude. All right, well, shall we move on? Should we go to the next game on the docket?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's roll. Let's go to a back-to-back, which, Flo, we'll talk about the scheduling, and because I know that you have major gripes with we didn't talk about this to start the season or start the game or to start the show. What are they doing, man? Why were there no WNBA games yesterday? What are
Insane
we doing
work.
scheduling? Like, it was a
Insane
Saturday. There was no NBA, a singular standalone NHL game. There was a shit ton of baseball, but that's every day at this point. Why did you not have at least 2 WNBA games yesterday? What are we doing? It was crazy work.
Asking Kathy to walk and chew bubble gum at the same time is a tall task. We're just happy that all the games don't start at 7:30 and 10, and they've staggered them this year. So baby steps. Because why would you put a game on a 70-degree Saturday? Why would you do that? Who would want to see, there's no sports on yesterday besides, I was watching my Yankees lose to the Mets, unfortunately, yesterday. Well, who'd want to watch the WNBA? There was no basketball yesterday. Terrible work.
Terrible work. Second part of this terrible work, which I hate, and I don't know if you have thoughts on this. We've already seen a bunch of these to start the season. What in the hell are we doing with all these back-to-backs home and home games to start the year? Like, I get it. You got to do it at some point. But, we've had 3 already. And we got to talk about one right now with the Sparks taking on the Tempo. They just played, and they're back to playing again. I hate it. I don't like it. I mean, it's fine if for random situations mid-season or something. But why do we have so many? I feel like this is literally the third one we've had so far, and we've only had 5 games.
Yeah, that's a pet peeve. Another one of mine is the Aces, I want to see they're playing 5 games, 9 days. Then they're going to have 5 days off. The Liberty just played in Portland, I want to say 2 days ago. They don't play again until Thursday against the Valkyries. So it's is that by design so teams have ample recovery and practice time? I don't quite get why do so many teams have 4 or 5 days off? Caitlin Clark, you're in my life, and then you're not in my life for a weekend, and I forget about you. You're back again. I don't get the schedule at all.
It's got to be hard for a player too. Did you play basketball, or do you hoop?
Yeah.
Imagine playing and then not playing for a week, and then and then you play 5 in a row, and you get in a rhythm, and then you don't play for another 4 days.
Hey, New York Knicks.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Anyway, all right. JMO's kind of got the vibes. Let's talk about this. I just had to get a couple. We see that pretty similarly with both of those things, and sort it out, guys. Jeez. I'm glad the Dub's back. Thank God for that. But come on now. Maybe we get this because she was not very good last game, but she's been awesome to start the season. Sparks taking on the Tempo. Talked about the Tempo earlier. Fun squad. We'll kind of dive into it. 7.5-point favorites are the Sparks. 174.5-point total. Not surprised. Both of these teams like to get up and down the court and sometimes defense optional. I got to play I love a lot in this one, so I'll kind of tee us off, and then I'll see what you think about. Maybe you want to take a stab at maybe something with Marina, but we talked about this earlier. I think this is my favorite play of the entire day. Brittany Sykes, over 27.5 PRA. I got plus money on this. If you want to take the PR points straight up, that's fine. I wanted to put it all together. She has been great for this team. Took her a little bit to get rolling. The first game, she didn't really quite get the job done in the scoring department. But the last 2 games, dude, she has been hucking the basketball. Great in the assists. Like you said earlier, her 4.5 assist line looks very enticing as well. And that's with Marina Maybury over the last last game, especially not shooting the ball very well and not really shooting at all, which I thought was interesting. We'll see if that is something that to follow. But 19 shots in the last game for Sykes. I love betting on her last year with the Mystics fitting in with those rookies kind of showing the vibes. And now she's back to being, I guess AB or 1B at this point next to Maybury. But she's been hucking, love the volume. And this is going to be a track meet. So I'm excited to see if she can kind of keep rolling. Just hit this last game too against the same team. I think it's totally fine to just copy and paste it once again. So give me Sykes PRA.
Hey, love it, man. Whenever you could get the matchup against your ex-mates, you get the revenge narrative. And Sykes. Sykes is a competitor. She's a dog. Coming off of a tough loss, but they think they should have won the game. She's coming back harder, twice as hard as she came back last time today. I love that one because the assists I stared at a ton. The points, because she's locked into her role, to your point. She's getting easily 16 to 18 shots. Other looks in this game, we won't have a line now. Maybe we'll get it 5 minutes before tip. Kiki Rice is someone I'm kind of under the radar. Sandy Rondella's bigging her up. She had a really nice performance, I thought, playing defense on ball for Plum. She's going to be deployed today. So depending where her 10 points are, that might be something to look at. This is classic. First matchup, I gave out Dearica Hamby over 15.5 points. She had 10 in her first quarter. It was a pretty smooth ride. This is classic. I looked at the tape. I'm breaking it down. I'm going to be very right. I'm going to be very wrong. I'm here for it, though. But I did a points ladder on Ray Burrell. Half a unit on the 10, half unit on the 15. All in on the big game for Ray Burrell. Ray Burrell is a very talented scorer. She reminds me a lot of Jalen Green from the NBA. Where like when it's all flowing and it looks good, it looks majestic. Like, oh, look how athletic he is. Look at the jump shot. He can shoot from 35 feet. He go off the dribble. But when it's off, it looks horrid. Why is this guy in the NBA? He keeps shooting these 30-footers and they're off by 3 feet. That's Ray Burrell. She's never seen a jump shot that she's never liked in her life. The big adjustment I saw that the Sparks faced in that game was, first off, let's backtrack. Toronto's down Temi Fagbenle, down Isabel Harrison. They're small in the front court. If they just play 5-on-5, Neka and Hamby are going to combine for like 35 points tonight. And they will get it moonwalking to the lane because the lane will be there. After the 10-point first quarter for Hamby last time out, they switched to a 2-3 zone. So it took the Sparks to realize it. So they spent literally the entire quarter trying to pick and roll and jam the ball into the lane before realizing, hey, they're just camping in the lane because they're small and they don't want to give up layups anymore. So because of that, you saw like Ray Burrell, who's fitting in for Ariel Atkins. Her role was locked into 29-plus minutes. 10 and 13 points the last 2 games without Ariel Atkins. I think that she's going to have all the opportunity in the world with the bigs being keyed on, with Kelsey Plum, who has 3 consecutive games of 25-plus points. Like, she's going to be, to me, like that secondary player where, like, she's going to get the shots. She's going to have plenty of usage. The scary part is she had all 13 points in the first half of last game, going 5 for 6. Didn't attempt a free throw. Didn't attempt a field goal. So I'm assuming these games, especially the back-to-backs, are always about the adjustment. So the adjustment to the adjustment in my eyes will be, hey, the tempo come out. Here's this 2-3 zone. The wings are going to be open. The corner 3 will be open. Ray Burrell's a player who can get it insanely hot quickly. Like, she's not Jokic, but she could give you the whole, like, hey, I went 6 for 7 and I have 15 points at halftime. Congrats on your ladder. Or she could just go broke and she's, 1 for 7 and she has 4 points and, it doesn't look good. But I love the value on Ray Burrell. I just think that, like, these opportunities come, like, very rarely in the season where you have a player, Ariel Atkins, who's like a mainstay, who's out. Like, whenever someone's hurt, like, my antenna goes off. It's like, okay, who's filling in this role? Who's going to get the usage? Ray Burrell. She should have upwards of 8 to 10 shots, 10 points. I mean, you don't even have to play great to get 10 points. That's my, I'll be muttering that to myself if she doesn't hit the 10. Like, you don't even have to play great. Just go like 4 for 10. You can get the 10 with 2 free throws. So, long rant over. I like Ray Burrell.
Amen. Chat loves it. I love it. I mean, the thing about players like this is all you just want is opportunity. She's going to play 35 minutes. Like I agree with you. I like watching her play. She was fun to watch and bet last year too in stretches, but the threes is interesting too. They don't have lines for it right now, but I mean, I'm sure her like 2+ threes is probably in the +200 to 300 range. And she hit 2 last game. She only took 3 of them, but I like her. I like
106, man. It's staring at me. Staring at me. Oh man, just to give you one more thought. I mentioned earlier in the program, Monique Billings double-double. For point 1, I threw her double-double because I'm hoping Boston gets ruled out and then get great value on that. And I put it with Naira Sabli's double-double. She went 10 by 9 last game and all the opportunity, like she's the only center on the team today. So she went 10 by 9. The beauty of Naira Sabli is she may smoke the layup, but she may also give you the double dip of like, oh, I got the rebound back and put it up. So I gave you the points and the rebound. So over 4,000 odds.
The Angel Reese me bound special. Yeah. I looked at her PR at 15.5. It looked very tasty. I'm with you. I like and again, who else is going to do something down low with this team? They got to do something to take care of Hamby and Nyeka, or they just let those ladies eat. We'll see what happens. The other one worth mentioning, and then we'll close it out kind of on this game and talking about Marina and see if she bounces back. But I mean, Kelsey Plum's been fantastic to start the season.
Oh yeah.
Her points very enticing. I mean, it's 20.5. Her threes looks interesting too. She's been really good. She's been really efficient scoring the ball to start the season, shooting the ball really well. Now, this has been the trend with Kelsey pretty much her entire career. Sometimes she goes through stretches where she stops kind of shooting, and also she starts shooting really poorly. So maybe she's due for a bit of regression, or maybe she's just going to be on it this year. I don't know. I like her PA too. Chat was talking about the assists. She's been really good facilitating on this team. Maybe some of them go to Burrell with how good Hamby and Nyeka are as well. I think that can help too. So I think the PA would probably be the way I'd want to bet her if I did want to take a stab at Kelsey. But it's hard to just not want to take the points.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Like, I thought about the points. Like, this could be, I've been known to overthink a bet or two in my lifetime.
You and me both, dude.
Yeah, man. It's like, man, when I just watch Sandy Brondella just talk about like, yeah, can't happen again. Got to be more physical on Kelsey. Like she's so good. Like, okay, go be physical. She could just like boogie right by the defense, bop, bop, 1-2, and she's in the lane before you blink. So that's why I went to Burrell, but I won't lie. Like I stared at like, man, I coined a phrase when Kelsey Plum was on the Aces. I said the weekends are for Kelsey Plum 3-pointers because whenever it's the weekend and I get plus money for 3. Oh my goodness. Goodness, talk to me, man. That's my love language right there.
I think you might have convinced me. I might have to take a stab. I mean, 18, 16, and 16 shots in the first 3 games of the season, scoring 27, 25, and 27. So super efficient start to the year. Hard to not want to go straight back to it. All right, last one in this one, and then we'll move and groove to the last game. Do we think Marina bounces back? Great start to the year.
Yeah.
The regression finally hit last game. Unfortunately, I had money on her, so that sucked. But only 7 points. Her points line is still sitting at 19.5, which is where it was last game. She only played 21 minutes.
Yeah.
10 shots. She still hucked them up in that 20 minutes, but she didn't get the job done, obviously, over her points line. 1 of 6 from 3. Is that just a stand? I think this, to me, I didn't bet anything with her today because if she gets back to scoring the 20 to 25 we've seen to start the season, then we can go, okay, it was just an anomaly. But maybe, just maybe, there was a nice little flurry to begin the season. And if we see another, 15 to 17 point game today or even less, maybe it's more of like, okay, this is the player we're going to expect moving forward into the season. And she's going to have these random like 20 to 25 outbursts every once in a while, but it's not going to be like consistent. I want to see it, how she reacts today. Maybe she goes out and just hoops and scores 30, and then I'll go, okay, well, we're back. Do you feel the same way, or do you have a little bit more confidence betting on Marina today?
No, I kind of agree with you. I kind of want to sit on the sideline and just see what's happening here. Like, is this like Marina is like our starting pitcher that like when she's rolling, we just let her go. But like if any blip, we put in Kiki Rice and we like manage the minutes and we keep it down. Like I couldn't really get a feel for that because there wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul trouble thing. It wasn't like an injury. It was just like obviously they fell behind by a big score early on, so they needed a spark. So they're like, hey, we're gonna mix it up, and Marina's going to the bench. So maybe that was a one-off, but it's one of those things. It's like I'd like to just see one more game of this and just like get more data. It's like game 4. There's 4 games on the slate. Like I don't need to play everything and guess. But yeah, like that was really like that was an eye opener because Marina was like the captain of the ship the first 2 games. I mean, it was remarkable. Like against Seattle, the leash to take she was making them. So, but the leash to take some of the shots she was taking, I was like, okay, Marina, it's your show, huh? Max contract. It's your city. It's your team. I love this for you. So, yeah, this is gonna be that's gonna be a really big one to pay attention to today. Again,
I'm one of those situations where no problem taking the points if you feel confident in it because it's straight back where it was in the last game, even with a little bit of a not as great performance. And again, she could get out there and huck up the same amount of shots she took in the first 2 games, and then you're feeling confident about it. But definitely one to pay attention to, and with the total as well. I like the over. We didn't really talk any sides or totals in these games because we've been diving into props mostly, but I feel like this game could soar. I think this could turn into yet another track meet. Like you mentioned, a lot of scores on the weekend, like to get rolling on a Sunday. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, dude, you want to see up the last game?
Yeah, man. We have last game of the day. We got the Sky and the Lynx. Sky coming into this game. By the way, Skylar, I hope you're doing okay. She's questionable. She took a pretty nasty chop to the eye. Like I don't think I've seen that one before. So Skylar's questionable. The Lynx come back home. They come back. 2-1. Nice start to the season. Nice one against Dallas. So you have like a bunch of interesting angles. I don't have official play in this one, but the one that we begged for together before that last game for this guy was Skylar rebounds, and they've given us Skylar rebounds. So 2.5 feels. I had to like turn around and look if someone was standing behind me when I saw the line. It was 2.5 plus money. I'm like, do they know something that I don't know? Like I looked at the numbers because obviously for a guard like Skylar, she's a smaller guard. Like when you play a team that chucks up a lot of 3-pointers, it's easy to get rebounds. So I digged into the numbers. The Sky played all teams that have attempted 20-plus 3-pointers this season. Skylar's crushing rebounds. The Lynx have not attempted 20-plus 3-pointers this season in 3 games. So I was like, okay, maybe like less long rebounds and Skylar will be tethered more to Olivia Miles. But I'm like, still, like 2.5 plus money. Like some bets I think you just have to see through and just if it fails, it's like, hey, you know what? It failed. You're smarter than me. You got me. But yeah.
You got me. I'm with you, dude. I mean,
what are your thoughts on this one?
I like Diggins. I think she may not play, like you said. So
Yeah.
we'll see if that ends up being the case. Finally getting her rebounding line does suck now, though, because it's like, where was this 2 games ago? Yeah, bozos. I got a couple plays. This is another, before I get my actual play, I'm probably going to end up doing something with this now that we do have lines for her, because I was pissed off that we didn't to start the day. Gabriela Jaquez, Jaime's sister, in the starting lineup now for the Sky. And chat, if you guys have not seen this woman hoop, I'll call her a girl because she's a rookie. Dude, she is a hooper. She's going to be I want to bet her PRA, and they don't ever give it to me. I am getting the 9.5 points right now for plus money, which I like that a lot. Great defender, great on the glass, good facilitator. Very similar to her brother, the way they play. She's just kind of a Swiss Army knife type of player. You'll see her grabbing boards, pushing the break. Not a really awesome proficient scorer, but I mean, she had 13, 7, and 10 in the first 3 games. And I don't even think in a couple of those games she was playing starter minutes. Yeah, 32, 26, and 28. So she's out there. So I like that a lot. If you're looking for kind of more of an off the beaten path one, pay attention if you get lines, a little bit more aggressive lines later in the day. The 9.5 points looks nice, but I think the PRA, if it's somewhere in like the 16.5 range or something, absolute slam spot. I like her a lot. But the bet I have is Rickea Jackson. Holy man, Rickea has been awesome to start the season. I don't have the availability to bet her PRA, unfortunately, where I'm at. So the 25.5 PRA would be my favorite for her, but I just took the points. I took the 17.5 points. She had 29 last game. And I think that she's, especially if Skylar doesn't play, she's going to have to shoot even more. But I just absolutely love what I've seen from her to start the year. Super efficient shooting the basketball, taking a bunch of shots. They're running offense for her. And I mean, she's just, this could be her chance for her to also remind everybody of how great of a scorer that she is. I mean, everybody knows how good she is defensively and like what she can do on the glass, but I love what she's been doing to score to start the season. So I think the 17.5 is a little bit too low. Again, if you can take the PRA, I really like that too, or the PR. But I think the points makes a lot of sense. I like the 17.5.
Yeah, I love Rickea too. She could get downhill into the teeth of this Lynx defense that does not have, like, on the back end, like the defenders at the rim to stop her. The fact that she was going right at Alyssa Thomas in a paint that was fortified by Natasha Mack was very impressive to me. Also, the 3-ball welcome back last game. Like last year, like that was my favorite bet of the season. Rickea 2-3, she'd get it by halftime, and you could, sit back and relax, and enjoy the rest of the game after that. I love the spot for Rickea Jackson, as you mentioned. I think she should have a very big game. Another one I looked at, but I don't know if the day starts well, I'll go there. When looking at the numbers, the Sky allowed the most points to the roll man in the WNBA, and probably the most efficient combination in the league right now is Miles to Natasha Howard. What a world. So 15 points is a very healthy number, but hey, if we start this Aces Dream game really well, I might add something on with that. Miles' assist is also at 6.5. I'll say I had her PRA last game, and it hooked against the Wings. They just went an entire quarter where they didn't give her the ball. It was very weird. That third quarter, she just didn't touch the ball. She was in the corner, and then they were in comeback mode, and then they ran like 7 pick and rolls in a row, and the magician came out. So I won't lie. I think 6.5 assists for Olivia Miles. It was starting to remind me of like when Caitlin Clark was a rookie. And I remember thinking like, this is like the best passer in the league. Like you have to start at 8.5 every game. Like she's too good. So 6.5 is like a number where I'm like, I don't care who they're playing. I don't like the Sky play a solid defense. They slow the game down. They held Veronica Burton in check. They held Alyssa Thomas in check. I hear all that. But like if the day starts well, like Olivia Miles is one of those, like if it's 6.5, I got to take that every time. So we'll see how the day starts. But like that thought popped in my head.
I love it, man. She's going to have a triple-double at some point this year.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. She's going to have a TD at some point. It's the same exactly like you just said with Caitlin Clark. It happened her rookie season too. You were just like, it's going to happen sometime. We just don't know which one it's going to be. I'm not saying it's going to be today, but I love the assist look. I really like Howard too. Like I was saying when we started off the show, I bet her a lot last year when she was on the Fever, when she was just so great for that team last year. And she's done doing the same thing to start this year for the Lynx. And that, that PR number looks very tasty. It's hitting back-to-back games as well. Like you mentioned, 26 points against the Wings, which is crazy work for the 2026 Natasha Howard. But the last mention as well from me, and then we'll have to cook the parlay because then we got another hour right here on the network. Don't go anywhere, guys. The All Sauce team takes over the Saucy Sundays. Give you guys the moves in the NBA game today, Game 7. Best 2 words in sports. We got the Pistons taking on the Cavs. So Courtney Williams, man. She's back into A1 player to start the year. I like her PRA. think it's hard to not want to take a little bit of everything with her. The 24.5 line feels comfortable to me. Didn't bet it, but I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, she's clearly shifted over. She's a shooting guard now, and she's mentioned she mentioned multiple times now that Olivia is the leader of the team. First off, shout out to Courtney because that's amazing. The fact that like she could just be like a vet for a prodigy like that and just like no ego. Like this is someone who was like the starting point guard on like a championship caliber team. And if I'm being fair, they should have won the title before the refs handed it to the Liberty. We won't talk about that though. So I love Courtney in this spot too. I just think like the usage, like she's just gonna be a high volume shooter. So you love that. You love that.
Yeah, I mean, she got over PRA last game, only took 10 shots, which is terrifying. So, yeah, you got to hope that she really does get the job done. But she's been shooting quite a bit to start the year. But like you said, she's definitely deferring to Miles running the point, which I think is better when the Lynx do that more consistently. We'll see if that ends up being the case against this, as you said, improved Sky team, especially defensively. Cardoso started really well. It hasn't had a good couple games back to back. Maybe she takes advantage of a little bit, as you said, of a smaller backcourt for the Lynx here in this spot. But I kind of want to see it first before I put any money on her again, like you mentioned with some of the other people we talked about. Anything else in this game, or shall we cook?
I think we're ready to cook.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
All right, man. First W parlay of the season, chat, the W4. Now, we got 4 games. Do we want to include something in the first game, or do we want to like skip that one and then just go down the line? I really like your young play, and also I would not be opposed for us just rolling with Asia, but I like your young play a lot too.
Man, there's so many spots in this first game. I'd like to include something on the first spot because like there's so many things I left off the board. Like for example, I don't know if this is part, but like Angel Reese's double feels like a free square. Alicia Gray's rebounds. That's a 6. Never mind. Let's keep it moving. We have a lot in the first game. Let's
Well, I'm happy to include something. I just didn't want you to overexpose yourself if you have Jackie Young points like in a lot of things.
Yeah, because like the one angle like I haven't touched on is like Angel Reese. She's gonna have a good game. She has to.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we take Angel's boards? I'm down and I don't have any investment on Angel today. I'm down to take her rebounds.
All right, cool. Let's see. You want to do the 14?
Oh, it's so high, bro. But
That's
yes.
It's
so high.
And then she's gonna have like 12 at halftime. You're like, oh, why are you so afraid?
Let's take the 12. Let's take the 12.5. Buy it down a bit. Can you do that on your end? 13 plus.
I'll do 13.5 on my end.
All right, I'll do it with you. I'll do 14. All right, so 14 plus. Fever Storm. I liked your really like your I can't bet it. God damn it. Billings play. I think it's off the board now. Should we take Clark?
Yeah, you want to do the threes? 3 threes?
Yeah, I can get down with that.
Okay.
3 threes for Caitlin. Yeah, playable number. God, that ladder looks so fine, dude. 5 is plus 260, 6 is plus 475. Like if she gets rolling. All right, so Caitlin for 3 threes. All right, Lynx and Sky.
Do you want to double dip on Rakia?
I only have her straight, so yeah, I'm down. You down to do you want to do the points?
Exposure because I do like Rakia.
Okay. Let's take Rakia. I wish I could do the PRA, but I can't. So let's just do the points. Rakia. Where are you at? Rakia 17. Okay, and a half. So 18 plus. Sparks tempo. We talked about a lot in this game.
You took the PRA for Sykes, so I don't want to make you double dip. I do like her assist.
I like the assist too. Should we just take that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want you to have to sweat out Ray Burrell anymore.
I'm telling you, if Ray Burrell starts like 1 of 5 tonight, I may just go on a stream just so you guys can watch me watch Ray Burrell miss jump shots because it's like signing up in pain. Yeah, so I'm seeing 845 on my end.
I'm getting plus 925, so that works.
Love it. I still have an unused boost. I'm down to boost this one up.
There you go. This is also interesting. Cardoso and Diggins ruled out, so I wonder if that just happened.
Did it really?
I don't know. Chat, let us know if that's true or not.
I don't see it on my timeline.
All right, we'll see. All right, so Angel Reese, 14 boards. Caitlin Clark, 3 threes. Rakia Jackson, 18 points. Brittany Sykes, 5 assists, plus 925. That'll do. That is your first W4 parlay of the season.
Me.
That sounds good, brother. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Great first show, man. Glad to have you in the fold. If you're not following Flo, obviously get involved with his content at Stefan Florival on the timeline. But we call him Flo around these parts. Obviously, you can go. When is your? Tell the people when your show is. I know you're a lot of people are watching on your YouTube right now, but when is your other show?
With this WNBA schedule, we go day by day, but most days 4 o'clock. You can find me 3-4 days a week. Love Saturdays and Sundays. And yeah, man, I love being here, man. I can't wait for a great season, man. As always, man, bring positive vibes, bring positive energy, and let's make some money. Simple as that. It's a beautiful day outside. Let's get paid.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Flo. Go follow the man. He'll be back with us next Sunday to talk about the dub. Let's smack this parlay. Also, unfortunately, I can't place it now because Angel Reese, that game just started and it just tapped me out. So I'm gonna have to take Angel out. But you got it in, so that works. And I hope that she gets the job done for us on that regard. I had the other 3 legs for plus 500. So that works out. There we go. Yeah, I'm glad the W is back. So are we. But don't go anywhere, chat. We've got another hour. Gentlemen, are you ready down there? You guys ready to rumble in the jungle? Let's go. All right, let me get this all queued up here. Flo, we're going to talk some NBA now. So go enjoy your Sunday, big dog. Thanks for being here. Stick around for another hour right here on the Betting News Network for the All Sauce team. See you, big dog. Stick around, chat.
I just might wanna get into pull up and so girl, you know I don't do it so you look like some trouble. I just might wanna get into pull up and so girl, you know I don't do it so lines and tequila, can't forget the reefer. Always call my phone, but say nothing when I see ya. Lines and tequila, can't forget the reefer.
What's going on, chat? Welcome to another hour. Excited to have you guys with us here. Hope you guys enjoyed the last hour with me and Flo breaking down the dub. But we got Saucy Sundays in the house. That's just Sook, who is scrambling. That's Vsauce, who's not scrambling. And my name's Sweatpan Jesus. Stoked to have you guys here. What's up, boys? How we doing?
Doing good, man. Sorry, coughing at the worst time. But feeling good.
Are you doing good?
Are you okay?
Doing as good as possible. As good as possible. All of us wearing black, I can see. All of us got the memo. Love to see it.
Interesting. Did not notice that.
Something I noticed right away.
You guys are really choppy for me. Or is it just me? Or is it am I choppy for you guys?
No.
You're clear for me.
Yeah, chat. Can you guys see us? Mic check.
Can you guys see and hear us? Or is everybody choppy or is everybody good? Let us know what you guys are seeing and hearing. Otherwise, everyone sounds fine to me. That's good stuff. Okay. Good stuff. We've got a game 7 today, boys. We've got game 7 later this afternoon, this evening, as the Cavs and Pistons are looking to get rocking and rolling to see who is going to face off with the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to talk about the Spurs and the Thunder. A little bit of a series preview there. I'm going to get to hate watch that, which will be fun. We'll talk about the news that dropped on the timeline right before we got started today as well. Brought to you by our sponsors at Lucky Rebel. You guys can go bet a little bit of everything that we're going to talk about today with that QR code right above Mr. Sookman's head. And obviously brought to you by our sponsors and our data providers at Outlier.bet. We're going to show you the moves in the NBA singular NBA game today. We also have our special guest joining us, boys. Shall we bring up Chef?
Absolutely.
Jose or Chef?
Jose. What's up, dude?
Hey, Chef.
What's up, goats?
How we doing?
How are you?
Great. How are you guys?
So good.
Better now.
So
Excited
good.
to have you here. Hey, man, guess what we did yesterday?
Smacked a 2-gagger. Got
Baseball's
gagged by
fun.
2 guys at night. It was the best night ever.
Absolutely free. Before the 3rd inning in both games. Gotta love it.
And this morning, Caminero free. Free as
Free.
air.
Air.
We did a
Chef
little.
on-
We did a little Twitter. The Blue Book has either or for still like
Nice.
plus money, like plus 165. That you can do, and we did Yandy or Junior Caminero and Caminero first at bat. I had I had an idea it was Caminero, but I wanted to not be so. I would have kicked myself if it was Yandy too. So anyway,
I feel
so
that.
we're locked in. We're locked in.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Well, before we love you and leave you, because I know you're gonna have to get in and get out of here. What's your favorite? Is Jose Tena your favorite baseballer to go yaya today? And then tell us your thoughts on this Cavs game before you get out of here.
Yeah, I think so. I got some time. I think I got some time. We're just chilling in the backyard. It's a beautiful day here in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like Jose Tena. I think the Nats beat up on Young today. So it's Nats versus Orioles. 7-mile crosswind, not too bad, but this guy Young is worse against left-handed hitters. He gives up 1.34 HR per 9, and a really high fly ball. You think I go inside for a minute? I'm gonna go inside for a second because the girls right here, they're gonna screaming. They're probably gonna follow me, but I'm just gonna run upstairs. So we've got a couple options you can do. Wood, Abrams, they've kind of stacked the lineup with their left-handed hitters this morning. But obviously I think a lot of people are heavy on Wood and Abrams, and rightfully so. Like Wood almost had a home run yesterday. It was literally off the top of the wall. But Tena for plus 540, he crushes every single pitch that Young throws. So we've got a new pitch mix matchup on the side. I know say we, it's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know why I say we. It's just a thing.
It sounds better.
The royal we, right?
Yeah. We. So he crushes every pitch Young throws at him, and especially as of late, his exit velos are literally every ball in play against right-handed pitching is pretty much significantly over 100 miles an hour. So he gets a hold of that, and this pitcher gives up a decent amount of fly balls, like over 60%. He gets a hold of one, plus 540. It's crazy. So the only thing I think he's plus 540 only because as they roll down the lineup, it gets higher because obviously you have fewer plate appearances. Yeah. But yeah, I like that a lot for Tena.
Make sure you guys go tap into that right now because that game is starting right now, the Nats game.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jeff, you want to get for baseball before you chop up some of this basketball?
Seiya Suzuki. So we obviously saw the Tyone get absolutely manhandled yesterday.
Yep.
And I think we're gonna see a shift and see the Cubs kind of put up some runs today. I really like Seiya for a home run. The wind is blowing in a little bit. It's gonna drop the balls, but either he or Bregman. If you've got that either or for the Cubs game, I like Bregman or Seiya for a home run. But yeah, lots of baseball starting actually right now. So we've been tapped in.
Go tap in with the hub. All the information, everything Chef's talking about right now is up there on his on the hub is what I call it now. It's the one hub I use the most, but it's got everything. He's adding more and more features to it every single day. The pitch mix thing, I think, is the game changer, Chef, especially the matchup versus the pitch mix. It's something that really, I think, is important in baseball because that's the one thing that changes the most day to day. It's your starting pitcher and how each guy, fares against that guy's set of pitch mixes. So, love to see it. Should we go ahead, Chef?
Yeah, it is real. In my opinion, it is really important. I think baseball can be really confusing for a lot of people, myself included, which is literally why I made the app, because last year we had, it's difficult. There's so much. There are a million points of data. Which one do you pick? What do you look at? What do you like? It's such a statistical. It's probably the most statistical sport that we bet on, and the most shifting, changing every single day because there are games every single day. There are things that happen every single day, you know, rather than, you know, NBA, you've got a little bit less pieces of data, and NFL once a week. So it's so hard to nail down what is important every single day. And so, you know, we had this hub last year. This year it's the 2.0. And I was like, I need to make this easier for myself. And if you make it for yourself and it translates to other people. So that's why I made it available for everybody else to be able to be like, okay, I know, you know, obviously try other apps, try other things that are out there, you know, and see what works for you, because, you know, different apps, people get different feels for different apps. So this is what works for me. And I change it every night, whatever works for me. Like, you will literally see updates every single night. You'll see different things change. So anyway, yeah, so tap into the hub, or tap into the shows, and we'll give you as best data as we can. But you know, baseball can be fun, and it is fun. It just, you got to figure out what works for you. So
there's so much variance. The more data, the better.
Yeah, 100%.
I also think it's going to get a lot better, Chef, as the season goes on, just because we know this, like, more and more data becomes available, the more and more games people play. So this, and the weather's just getting nice.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It should be fun.
Yeah. I'm excited. We're in a little bit of a groove, which is nice. So yeah, it's a good time.
All right, sweet. Should we chop up some NBA? I think our Lord and Savior has returned to us. Good to go, Jesus.
I think so. I had you guys were so choppy for me, but I think I was like listening, but I couldn't really hear you. So I think we're good now.
Okay, sweet.
I had to go pay the banana man for the.
I'll work on it. I'll send you a nice picture later, Chef. You'll enjoy it.
I bet.
It's the banana man's just like three monkeys in a trench coat coming to collect bananas from SPJ.
Yeah, exactly.
See what else they're collecting. Crazy.
Whatever happens in Costa Rica stays in Costa Rica.
Yeah. All right now. Who was your home run hitter? I missed all of that, so I want to tell.
Jose Tena. Jose Tena is not my real name.
Yeah.
Jose Tena. The actual
what? That's crazy, bro.
I mean, we got a few. So we're doing another giveaway on Twitter. If you guys want to join in, the Blue Book has Baldwin or Olsen on the Braves. And I don't know if it's still available now to take, but you can still like the post and be entered for the giveaway. So I like those guys. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's not unfortunate, but like it's they really jam Sunday baseball like literally all right now. Like I think there's one game at 6 p.m. and that's it.
This week has been egregious for scheduling. We talked about it on Wednesday with Adam too.
Yeah, which is a bummer, but you know, it is what it is.
What is with all these leagues sucking ass at scheduling their leagues? Like MLB sucks, WNBA sucks, NBA playoff schedule has been shitty. NHL's been all right, but their regular season sucks. Like, what is up with these guys? Like, are you guys actually doing your jobs? Like, are you actually good at what you do, or are you just getting paid a shit ton of money to suck?
How much you want to bet that a lot of AI had to do with scheduling this year, where it's like, here's the NHL schedule, here is the NFL schedule. Tell me what day would be best for NBA games.
I know. I have a feeling it.
Speak of the monkeys.
It probably. It's probably due to they're trying to shift for WNBA and NBA later today, probably. And then once NBA is done, it'll probably iron itself out a little bit. I can't remember how it was last year, but I have a feeling.
I still think they suck, but whatever.
I do too.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably the reason.
Also, wiping crusties out of my eyes, and like more than half the slate's kicked off.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're on the West Coast, Sauce Man. Did you guys talk about? Should we talk about Shea?
No, we haven't gotten any NBA yet. We're just talking baseball in the hub, so we waited for you.
Thank you. Chat SGA. We all knew it was happening, and it has been officially announced. SGA will be your back-to-back MVP in the NBA. Shout out congratulations to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for winning yet another MVP and adding to his now getting to the point where it's kind of a legacy at this point in Oklahoma City. So shout out to SGA. That's all the nice things I can say about him in one go. So I'm out.
14th ever two-time MVP. First, I think, second Canadian since Steve Nash to win 2 MVPs. Gotta love to see it. I hate to see it as an OKC hater, but the guy has been absolutely fantastic. The team looks fantastic. And this second round series we're going to talk about in a few seconds, Western Conference final we're going to talk about in a few minutes is going to be absolute, I think, fucking cinema. Both teams look like they don't like each other. Both teams, well, not both teams. One team's already talking a ton of shit, Vic, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sook?
Yeah, he won the MVP. He's putting up better numbers than Jordan did, and everyone can go cry in the bathroom alone. Like they're all NBA guy who was on the shelf for all season, and they still beat the brakes off of everyone you put in front of them. So it'll be interesting to see, and just to dip our toes into the preview for the series. Chet and Wemby are 4-4 against each other in the NBA, but the individual stats are all on Wemby's side. But before they got into the NBA, Chet was the one that beat him in 2021 in FIBA 83-81. Very close game. That was the first time they kind of faced off, while they had a collision course with all of the speculators and writers talking about both of these string beans becoming superstars. So Shea is your 2-time MVP, and it's very justified. They're the all-time defense already, and he is the spearhead at the offensive end. And when you are putting up north of 30 on over 55% shooting, it's something that should be remembered, even if everyone wants to complain that you're in top 5 of the free throws.
DPOY versus the MVP. It's going to be a fun series.
Oh, yeah.
I have, as much as I rag on the Thunder and we talk about it, and SGA is not a fun watch all the time. Like, I have zero problem with him being the MVP this year. I think that I think that there's other cases for other players that I think deserved more of a shout. I mean, Wemby being one of them. Jokic obviously is always on that list. I think Luka getting hurt at the end of the year didn't help his case and what he was able to do for the Lakers this year. And again, the definition of how do you define a most valuable player? I'll give. This is my chat. If you want to hear me talk nice about SGA, then listen up for 60 seconds. Mark Daigneault in his interview, I can't remember after which game it was. I think it was the game before they eliminated the Lakers, or if it was the game they eliminated the Lakers. He basically talked about how SGA affects the game when he's out there, and it's the gravity thing. And we've talked about it all season long. V's done some, more advanced research on it as well, and discussing what gravity means. And it's not something, you have a stat for it now, but it's not something that you can actually properly quantify statistically. It's more about just understanding what a player brings to when they are on the court. I mean, Wemby has a similar effect with you. When you watch Wemby on the court in that Wolves series, the Wolves were terrified to attack the paint. When Wemby was off the court, they were just free flowing to the basket. It's about how you affect the game, and obviously what SGA does offensively. And Daigneault was talking about he's not trying to go get his shot, but that's because he can go get other guys open, and then they're so much more open than they would be, and that gets guys in rhythm, and that gets guys going, and that's how you affect the game. And even if he's not scoring 30 a night, that's how he's affecting the game. So you can't argue his greatness just by the fact that he had a bad series against the Lakers scoring the basketball. They still won the series. They beat the brakes off the Lakers in various stretches, and they didn't need SGA to do that. So I am a huge hater of this guy in various stretches, but I will admit the fact that he is a great basketball player, and he's very good on this team, and he is 100% deserving to be the MVP this year.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Jeff, do you have any thoughts on Shea winning the MVP? Did that even cross your timeline today?
I had no fucking idea the NBA was still on. To be honest, I'm just kidding.
No,
No, that's that makes sense. I have no qualms about it. I know that I feel like every time I see SPJ's commentary on the timeline when the OKC games are going on, I fully agree. I think it's watching him play and the team play is very frustrating, but that's all I got to say about that.
cool.
I'm only here so I don't get fined. That's what Chef just did.
Yep.
What do you think about this series going forward, Chef? Spurs Thunder. Anything exciting? I know you probably haven't dove into any props or anything like that, but what do you think about these two teams going head to head? Obviously, like Spurs dominated them this year, but the head-to-head record, if you go back to when they both came in the league with Chet and Wemby, it's pretty even. Wemby also doesn't have huge numbers against Chet the way that you might think he does. Yes, he's outplayed him maybe in the numbers category, but Chet steps up on the defensive side. There's a reason he's also in these DPOY conversations. He finished top 3 this season once again for the DPOY voting. What do you think that's going to be like? Those two guys and just the two teams in general?
I love the Spurs. I hope the Spurs win the entire thing. I love that there is that, like you just said, they have this history of the unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and OKC is taking a little bit off their throne from what they've done earlier in the season. I love Wemby. I was convinced a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was like, this guy's going to be a bust. There's no way, blah, blah, blah. I know. I remember those conversations, and I'm very glad I was wrong. I'm very glad I was wrong. He's great. De'Aaron Fox, love. Castle, love. All these young kids on this Spurs team is like a breath of fresh air, where you see guys like Castle go down. You see guys like Wemby go down. Fox, he's the vet on the team. They've got it all. And I think a lot of people were also down on the Spurs even earlier in the season, of course, like myself. I want to see them go all the way. I really do. I think they've got it all. They've got guys who can pick. I mean, obviously other teams have, like, guys that can pick up. We've seen that with the Pistons. We've seen that with OKC, but I think this Spurs is just a young heart team that I want to see beat everybody, 100%. And I think that's what Ant did too. Like, I was really mad at Ant, that he 8 minutes left. I know it was down 30. I know they were beating the brakes off of their team. He knew, right? Like, he was like, he even said, what did he say? He was like, I'm gonna pay my respects. I'm not going back in. Like, I think he fucking knows. I don't think he would do that to any other team. I've never seen Ant act.
Yeah, like him show that kind of respect to another team. I've
never seen him do that, and Ant is not somebody I don't think that would do that willingly unless he was like, this is the real fucking deal.
On that note, did you guys see? I mean, we saw this yesterday. We didn't. I asked Danny about it, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it. Did you guys have a problem with Ant doing that? A lot of people kind of had issues with that, and I had zero problem with that.
I did. I when I saw it, and then I kind of like, well, because I was like, it's fucking 8 minutes left. That's a fourth of the game. What happened?
Nothing.
Just
Don't
keep
look at
going.
chat.
Just keep going.
Oh, I can't even see chat anyway. I'm too old.
It's
I don't
okay.
know
It's better
how
that way.
this bullshit works. And I did have a problem, but then I obviously thought and saw it, and I'm like, he knows. So yeah, I think it's fine. But at the time, obviously, I'm like sweating a parlay too, right? It's like,
Of course.
man, fuck you doing? So,
And Slick, what about you?
Yeah, it's a frustration masked in sportsmanship. The game's not over. It's not hockey. We don't do a lineup where everyone handshakes. That's not the way basketball works. You left your bench at a TV timeout to go talk to the other bench, dapped up every single personnel, every single guy on the team. It was just more of a and this is my opinion, and this, I could be completely off base here, but it was more of a, and I'm frustrated. I hate this team, but I'm going to pretend like I'm giving you props, and then I get to mope the last 5 minutes on the bench, and the second the clock hits all zeros, you're in the locker room. You're not dealing with the cameras in your face, the cameras seeing your reaction, and you're not next to the other team celebrating, because as we have seen, the Spurs team is like this Thunder team. They're very prickly. They like to make fun of the other team. If things get physical, they like that. So I do think that was Ant kind of exiting himself out of the situation before he was going to be really blasted in front of the cameras, losing to this young upstart team, which kind of changes the pecking order of the NBA. This is the first time since '98 we're seeing two 60-win teams play each other. So now, and you look like you had the young upstart Western Conference team, but now you've been put down a peg, and the Spurs are definitely above you, and you got to deal with the second apron, Gobert and Julius Randle coming into next year. So now you're really thinking about everything that's about to transpire in this offseason as you watch other team go ahead of you in the pecking order. So I thought it was a lot of frustration, and I didn't like that he did it at all.
Yeah, as a like if I was a fan of the Timberwolves, I would hate it. I'll say that. I was indifferent because it's not my team, and it's one of those things that I was like, you know what I mean? But
now,
like
do I
Suk
think
said,
it's
if it
the
was my
biggest
team,
deal? I don't think
I
it's
would
the
be
biggest
frustrated.
deal in the world. I didn't like it, but I don't think it will ever be spoken on again.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Where's the competition, man? Like, this is the same shit that I talked about during the regular season. If players want tanking to stop, they gotta just want to win, and it's that's what it is. And I hated that. But what about the series going forward? What was SPJ Suk? Like, what are you guys seeing, and what's got you excited? So,
Just
Who
the
were you
series in
asking?
whole.
Suk? Okay.
Yeah, you said both.
You
and
said
then
both of
I
us,
said
and
both,
then
man.
answered
I
the question,
finished
and
it,
then you
Suk.
send it to Suk. So okay.
It's kind of like what I was already talking about. These guys have split 4 wins each in the NBA. They were on a collision course before they even ever played each other. And then they came into the NBA and both were kind of very dismissive of one another. Then all of a sudden, Wemby gets a win and he's talking in French to the French media how there's no rivalry there. And it kind of felt like like Wemby thought that was going to go under the radar, not understanding the superstar level that he's at. Like, everything that you say is going to be transcribed back into English, my guy. So I'm just here for the beef, and I'm here for all the different things that both sides are going to do. We saw one of the turning points in the last series was Castle kind of playing a small ball for taking care of Julius Randle. So I'm very much excited to watch both teams make adjustments, because you know that ever since this regular season series shook out the way that it did, that both support staffs were probably game planning, prepping, scouting for this eventuality for a very long time here. So I'm excited to see the different haymakers we're going to see in this series. And obviously it's going to be Chet versus Wemby is like the marquee, but that almost kind of lets the MVP go under the radar. So I got a big smile on my face for a lot of reasons.
I know exactly what you're saying, Suk. And I think that's like same kind of thing where it doesn't feel like Shea is the secondary story in this, but with all the lore behind Wemby and Chet and all the like shit talk, all the fact that they came in together, that they have the same kind of build, and even the fact that Wemby fundamentally thinks that there is no conversation between these two. Like, they should not be discussed in the same conversations. And I think that's what's really intriguing to me. I think it's also the fact that, like you said, both of these teams have probably been game planning for the other since probably the start of the postseason. This is the first time since '98 we're going to get 2 60-win teams entering the conference finals, 2 teams that are both ranked top of their conference. That's what's interesting to me, because I think both teams haven't really been tested just yet. Yes, I know the Spurs might have a couple more losses than the Thunder do, but I do think that, like, if Wemby doesn't leave one game with a concussion, if he doesn't have to sit another game, and then the Timberwolves series got away from them a little bit, some of their youth was showing, and that might happen again in the Western Conference Finals. But both of these teams, I think, knew that they were going to be here, have been planning for this series, and I think this is going to be the hardest test for both teams, which is going to be super interesting to me. Also, J-Dub, is he going to be able to come back? And if he does, how many minutes is he actually going to be able to play?
Just on the Ant thing real quick, like I said, I had no problem with it. I agree with you, Suk, on the fact that it was definitely airing frustration. As a fan of Ant, I'm not a T-Wolves diehard, so maybe I would have felt differently, but I had zero issue with what he did, the way he did it. I thought it was totally fine. I would have way more issue with the way Julius Randle played in that series than what Anthony Edwards did in that particular thing, because Julius Randle was a waste of a basketball player for that entire series, and that was the reason why they ended up losing.
Dubious handles.
And he is a player option, so you're fucked.
As a lover of Julius Randle too, it was so hard to watch that guy just be awful. That clip you sent us last night, Suk, about Jeremy Lin talking about the reason why the Spurs beat the Wolves was because of trust and because of the fact that they were actually swinging and moving the basketball and playing offense. The Wolves did not do that. Most of the time, it was just Julius Randle running into 3 or 4 guys right at the cup and trying to get a foul. So
New York fans feeling vindicated as fuck right now.
Yeah, exactly. But on this series, you guys covered all the other stuff, so I won't belabor that. But the thing I'm interested to look forward to see how these other secondary players benefit, or like which ones continue to step up the most. Like, does AJ Mitchell continue playing at this high level if he's called upon, with J-Dub not possibly being back for cert? I assume that J-Dub's not going to play tomorrow in game 1, just because we haven't heard anything about that yet. Maybe he'll be back for that one, but you got to think AJ Mitchell's still going to be a big piece if he plays like he did against the Lakers. Is on the other side, is Dylan Harper going to keep playing like he's been playing for the Spurs? Like, those guys are the ones that I'm going to, because I mean, yeah, Chet versus Wemby is going to get a big talking point. How is SGA going to take over in stretches of this series? But I'm more fascinated at what the other guys are going to be doing. How is Abe Mitchell going to play? How is Harper going to play? How is Stephon Castle going to play in his first opportunity to possibly go to an NBA Finals at sub 22 years old? So I'm interested to get see which one of those guys, because as we talked about, both of these teams, the Thunder obviously going all the way last year, and the Spurs getting to this point for the first time, but they got a bunch of youth on both sides, guys who have not been in these spots before, and we haven't really seen them. We've seen them rise to the occasion multiple times, but this is now the highest level, especially for guys like Mitchell. I mean, SGA, obviously they won the chip last year, but like guys like that, like, can they replicate their performances at the highest level in this particular environment? We're going to find out in which one of those, because I think that's what tilts the scales, right? Like, because we've seen both of these teams go toe to toe. We know what Wemby can do. We know what Chet can do. We know what SGA can do. We know what Fox is going to do. It's those other guys. Which ones are those going to? Which one of them is going to turn up, and which one of them is going to contribute as much as they have been? And I feel like that's going to move the scale a little bit more for me.
I think it's interesting.
Keldon will be that guy. Like we saw
Keldon too. Yeah,
he kind of faded away last series, and it's kind of what the Thunder do as well. It's everything is very situational. Wiggins coming in and out of the lineup, Isaiah Joe coming in and out of the lineup, and that's why I was kind of alluding to. Like, it's going to be exciting to see what these rotations are, because even the Pistons, they made a very key change, adding Dennis Jenkins into the starting lineup last game, sending Duncan Robinson to the bench. Robinson still hit 4 threes on 7 attempts, but just adding another layer to their offense to start out the game and not have the ball stick with Cade so much actually added a lot to them. And then in the third quarter, they blew the brakes off the Cleveland. So I expect to see a lot of similar adjustments that are going to be exciting for basketball junkies in this series.
I agree. Even like, look at this Thunder team. They've made adjustments through the playoffs. AJ Mitchell wasn't as big of a part of their championship last season. He hasn't been as big of a part of this offense during the regular season, maybe bigger than last year, but not as big as he's been this postseason. All of a sudden, he has been one of their best players. A guy like Cason Wallace has been vital. A guy like Jared McCain, who they just picked up at the trade deadline, is in his second year in the NBA and playing great basketball. I think all of these guys are going to have an opportunity to really step up in a big. I'm excited to see how it happens, because even though the Thunder just went on a championship run, they are, in my opinion, utilizing, and not in a bad way, but utilizing to their utmost, like to their best, these new guys like AJ Mitchell, guys like Cason Wallace, and hey, Jared McCain has the best 3-point percentage right now of any player ever in the NBA postseason. And if he finishes like this, like, that would be crazy.
As we're talking about this, and obviously we'll talk about game 1 tomorrow a little bit more as we get into. You got to leave now, Chef?
I got a dip, yeah.
Love you, Chef.
Love you, brother.
Love you,
Thanks for
boys.
being here. Have a great day.
Asar Thompson, RA,
Yes.
plus money for, I think, 10.5. I think.
I'm on that too. I love it.
Oh, you are?
Yes, let's go.
I think plus money for 10.5.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
shot.
I love it.
That's my play.
Hell
The
yeah.
show.
And Harden PRA.
Okay.
Okay.
The beard.
Game 7, Harden.
Game 7.
Risky.
Oh, game 7 Harden.
Okay. All right.
You best believe I'm coming with that narrative tomorrow, Peace McManese, on Monday Bets Presto. You know what I mean? You saw that. I saw that.
I'm feeling it. Feeling it. All right, brother, man. Have a great day. Take it easy. Love you, man. See ya. Peace. I just bet this, and we'll dive into the game because Chef kind of previewed it there. I just bet the Spurs to win the championship right now, plus 300.
Ooh.
My reasoning, so the Thunder are minus 170, Spurs plus 300, Knicks plus 600, Pistons 25-1, Cavs 50-1. If the Spurs beat the Thunder, they will be the betting favorite. So you're going to get value. So basically, I'm just betting on the Spurs to win the series at plus 300 because I think that then I'll be able to hedge with whatever other team, whether they're playing the Pistons or the Cavs or the Knicks, whoever they're playing on the Eastern side, they would be the favorite in that situation. So I'll just be able to take the other team on the other side and just kind of hedge it out if I wanted to. But I think it's a decent hedging opportunity if you think that the Spurs can beat the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals.
Everybody's talking about it right now that like whoever comes out of the West in this series feels like they're going to be the winner. And I mean, both of these teams got to be looking at the two teams coming out of the Eastern Conference. And obviously, I'm a hater, so I'm going to fucking keep it consistent and say they must be salivating at the thought at either one of these teams. And not to hate on Detroit because I love that team, but with the way they've played through the first two rounds, somebody tweeted this the other day. It's like if Cade is able to overcome back-to-back like deficits like this and win back-to-back game sevens in this series, we're gonna have to have some serious conversations about Cade. Someone replied saying, and those serious conversations are gonna start with, why did you face 5 elimination games in the first 2 rounds as the number 1 overall seed? 5 elimination games. That's insane for any number 1 overall seed in any sport. The Western Conference is sitting there like this is what they've been game planning for. They're not even worried about the NBA Finals until this series ends.
I think 100%. I think this is an interesting point on this too because I was just thinking about this. So we always kind of just associate the fact that the Western Conference is better than the Eastern Conference, right? I think that we might need to have a separate conversation about the fact. I think the Eastern Conference is actually worse as a whole, but better at the median. Like I feel like the Pistons all the way down to the Magic 1 through 8 all are in the same kind of realm. Like there is no far and away better team. Because I mean, you guys could obviously make the argument about the Celtics, but they lost to the Sixers. Yeah. But I feel like the West, everybody goes, oh, well, you know, they're so deep. The Rockets, the Lakers, the Spurs, the
top
Thunder.
heavy.
But they're top heavy, though. Like the 2 best teams that have blown everybody away are in the conference finals, which I think it's like, it just made me think about it differently because we've always just gone, oh, the West is better than the East. Whereas like, I think it's more the West is the best, as in the Thunder and the Spurs are obviously the cream of the crop. But I feel like the East is deeper in, which I think kind of leans into the fact of what you're saying with Cade. It's like, yeah, okay, you've got to go to 2 game sevens, but I think it's because the Eastern Conference is a little bit more tough to get through in that regard.
Yeah, like the number 1 seed is closer to the number 5 overall seed in the East, whereas that's not applicable. Like, you know, you had 260-win teams that did nothing but handle business in the first 2 rounds. That's all they did. And then you have the Eastern Conference, and that's been a war zone.
I think it's a little different too, because in the West you do have a lot of tanking teams, whereas in the East you do have the teams that perennially are trying to sneak in to the playoffs, whether it's the Heat or the
Hawks,
Bulls.
Bulls.
Those teams are just trying to float.
Yeah. Whereas
but I guess that does serve your argument that the median is a little higher there.
Yeah. I just never thought about it like that, and I was like, huh, that makes it, which kind of makes the Cade conversation even more. Obviously, you don't ever want to be in elimination games as a number 1 seed as in a game 5, but there's a reason.
Miles Turner, just because Stifler brought that up, like, what was that about? I don't understand this guy. You left the Pacers to play for this team, and it's just I don't know. It's all yippity yap sessions, and oh my god!
You took culture for granted, and then you thought playing for one franchise equated to playing for another. You spent 9 years in Indiana, not understanding the Milwaukee Bucks were a completely different organization. From top to bottom, the executives are different, mentality is different, and then you have Giannis there, and I love that he talked the shit. Like, it's kind of like what we talked about earlier in the season, that Giannis was kind of showing something weird in his comments, and I was saying I've always felt like he's the guy that's been saying everything right, but right now we're kind of saying that maybe behind closed doors he didn't act that same way. And me personally, if I'm on a squad and I need my leader to lead by example, I don't want you late. I don't want you lollygagging it in practice. Like, literally, how can you tell 15th man on the bench to act right when number 1 ain't doing it? And that's why the Spurs and Thunder are in the conference finals, because both of those teams have a culture that does really say, number 15, you can speak up as much as number 1 does. We kind of have a quality here because that we think is conducive to winning night in and night out. Whereas Giannis, if he's 2 hours late to a plane, how the hell is anyone going to be happy? We all have lives. People have kids. You left your kids 2 hours early to go get on a plane, and Giannis is out there doing God knows what. It's not going to build a culture where one guy wants to dive on the basketball for the other. It's just not going to happen. So Miles Turner, they might have deleted the podcast, but he got it off his chest. He knows he's not going to be a buck again, but it's a cautionary tale to all these other guys in the NBA of, hey, jumping ship doesn't mean greener pastures. It's not a one-to-one situation. Look at the Portland Trailblazers. That owner is an absolute piece of shit, and he's still talking shit, saying that, hey, my teams win, but also everyone is sad to be on one of your teams. So congratulations, my guy.
And now you're talking about moving, but like even just about the Miles, I think you're right, Suk. You're completely right, and that's the difference when you go from a Rick Carlisle led team to a Doc Rivers led team.
I have no idea about this Miles Turner thing, but I will say that like you have to back up stuff like that by actually playing well. And like Miles Turner was awful this year, and not to say that might be because of the antics you're talking about, you know, the vibe, the feeling, and all that type of stuff. But like, I think Miles Turner just strikes me as a dude that's like, he's too, because obviously he's a very smart guy. I think from listening to him in interviews and like hearing about his past and stuff like that, he's very intellectual. And sometimes guys like that do stupid shit. Like JB does dumbass shit.
I knew where that was going.
Well, no, I didn't mean it. I'm not trying to roast the Celtics. He's a very smart guy. But we all know we have people in our lives that are super smart and like are incredibly intellectual, and then they do some dumbass shit, and you're like, what is wrong with you? Why the fuck are you just like, you're such a robot that you did that because you thought it was fine, but that's not how normal people do things. Kind of Miles Turner kind of strikes me as one of those dudes. So
how did it turn into JB slander?
I didn't slander JB. JB's way better than Miles Turner. I'm just saying he's I also said he's a really smart guy. He just does some weird shit sometimes.
I love you.
The other thing about, I just want to mention, what was the thing you said? Oh, the Portland Trailblazers owner, and then we'll jump to the game. Did you guys see the thing he doubled down on, saying like, you know, about the people, like he's not paying for the late fees on he's like, yeah, I would do it again. If you don't like it, that's how I run stuff. So get out of here, basically.
I think what was weirder was Adam Silver, like the billionaire worship. Like, oh no, we should remember he just bought the team for billions. Like, shut the fuck up, you egg-headed fucking twit.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's because the Hurricanes have had success under his short tenure. He's kind of using that as an excuse, but it was just gross for him to be like, we're not sending extra personnel, we're not sending this and that. And it's just like, it lets me know that you actually don't know hoops, because the way that a locker room works is those guys earned the right to get a one-way deal and be on the roster for the rest of the season. Sure, NBA rules do not allow for them to suit up in the playoffs, but they earn the right playing on B team. They earn the right being in practice, being professionals. And you're basically just turning around and going, thank you for your service, but I just don't think that you're integral to the rest of the season. And it's just a slap in the face. And it's like, it's really funny because like, I'm sure that he would Kevin McAllister someone in his family and just be like, oops, sorry.
Yeah, 100%. He even said he's already threatened to move the team to like some freaking Oshkosh. I don't even know, like some was it Kalamazoo or something like that. Kalamazoo. Like, dog, that's a place I thought
Oshkosh shoes.
No, Oshkosh is actually a place in Wisconsin too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Oshkosh Bagosh is the clothing.
I thought Oshkosh and the place that Kalamazoo were both fictional until I was about 15.
Oh, the thing about him, and then we can talk about the game tonight, is that he's doing this, and I feel like we have to have a longer conversation about this in the offseason, but there's a lot of owners in all across sports that are just buying teams and viewing them as actual money investments, and they're not buying franchises as actual sports franchises. They're making them just money investments. And if you're viewing it as a money investment, you're going to make all these decisions that Suk's talking about because you're not actually thinking about it as you're running a sports franchise. You're thinking about it that you're running a business, and it's completely two different things. And that's the problem with a lot of these fucking owners that come and buy these teams and do this type of stuff. Like look at the Mavericks, for example. Like they had that situation happen because of that, and they made terrible decisions, whether you agree with the Luka Doncic thing or not. But like They ran that franchise poorly for 8 months. And then what happened? You had to move on from that ownership group because they don't know what the fuck they're doing because they're not normally running sports franchises. So it's like you have these billionaires that think they can just come in and throw their money at something and like turn it around because they can view it as a business, whereas it's not a business. It's a sports entity franchise that is a business aspect of it. So you have to have like mixing of both.
I'm learning more and more that money not only brings like greed and power, but it also brings a certain level of arrogance where you think that you are smarter than everybody else, and it makes you think that whatever you do, I think we can see it even in our administration right now. Oh, I made a ton of money, I could run the country, or I made a ton of money, I could run this basketball team. Private equity now like dipping their hats into not just basketball teams but baseball teams. We're seeing what's happening with the Red Sox and their ownership group, and how everybody in that city hates the ownership group. And when the Celtics went on sale, the only thing anyone cared about was that it not go to that same ownership group. And I think that that's the kind of thing where we're going to have to see a little bit. I don't know. We have to see some change in that regard. I think we're a long time away from that, but this is something I've just been thinking about for a long time.
We are, because there's no such thing as a good billionaire. Like Mark Cuban can whine and cry all he wants now, but dude, you signed on the dotted line. You gave the team to them, and now you're saying you wish you didn't. You did it, and why did you do it? Because you saw green. And yeah, you have that pharmaceutical company. That's great. That's fantastic. But I'm from a universal healthcare country, so I don't feel very impressed by that. But like on the other side of things, we're talking about like a team that plays tonight. The Cavaliers have been sending their wine and gold crew to Detroit for a lot of these games where the ownership group is paying out of their own pocket for luxury boxes, for support staff, for trainers, everyone to sit in Detroit and watch the games because they want everyone to feel like they're part of what went on the basketball court. And even Donovan Mitchell talks about the fact that he re-signed his Supermax in Cleveland because of their care for nutrition, their care for players' health, not just on the court, but off the court, mental health, all of this stuff. So it's like all of these owners that are going to shoestring nickel and dime, it's going to come back to you because the Portland Trailblazers are already known for that. Josh Hart had already talked smack, but that's what I mean. Like there's always the evidence of good owners there, I guess. And maybe we can hold out hope that there will be a good billionaire one day, but I doubt it.
Portland used to have one of the dopest owners in all of sports. His name is right now escaping me, but long time ago. Yeah, he died, unfortunately. But it is what it is. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in right now. But we do have a couple of fun teams, the teams with good culture. And like you just mentioned, so a team that actually does the small things correctly. I think that it's important. I've never seen a championship team win a championship and then go on and talk about how that they had no chemistry. You want everybody on that team, including players' families, to feel like they had something to do with whatever result took place that season. And I just think that they're not doing it with these nickel and dime. But I mean, let's just talk about these two teams that have created a culture that have now pushed this series to 7 games, back-to-back game 7s for both teams. I think that this is going to be one of those series that's going to be a ton of fun. I think moving forward, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we have never seen two teams play back-to-back game 7s and go on to win a NBA championship. So obviously all records are meant to be broken, but I do think that this is going to be a fun game, despite it maybe being a little bit ugly. What do you guys think? Do you think we see another over, or do you think we get back to where it's been to the first 4?
I want to ask you guys just about what we saw in Game 6 first before we jump in to talk about this game, because I haven't got a chance to pick both of y'all's brain about what we saw in Game 6. Very poor performance by the Cavs. Also really weird. I thought a lot of post-game stuff that got said by Kenny Atkinson and Donovan Mitchell and James Harden was all just really laissez-faire about losing that game with an opportunity to clinch at home in front of your home squad. Now you get all the momentum swings back to the Pistons side of things to go now have a little bit of the pressure to get the job done at home, and the Cavs can play a little freer, I guess. But after what we saw in Game 6, do you guys have any confidence in this Cavs team in this particular situation? Sook, I know you've been high on them as well over the last few games. They really shit the bed in Game 6, though.
Yeah, they did. They didn't come out in that third quarter very well at all, going down 12-2 right to start off. And that's not something you want to do. They always talk about the championship quarter being the third quarter. You have to come out and respond. But I still have faith in them because of what I talked about from last series. They were up 3-2 forced a game. They got forced to game 7. They ended up beating the Raptors. And I said that will end up serving them later on. Who knows if it actually comes to fruition here tonight. But I do think back in that same situation, it's very easy for a coaching staff to look at the guys and be like, hey, look at each other. You guys have done this one time before, and there's a lot of similarities. The Pistons obviously very much depend on disrupting an offense, forcing steals and turnovers, same way that the kind of Raptors kind of hang their hat as well. So it's not exactly a one-to-one, been there, done that, but I will say I do have confidence in the Cavaliers still. I don't think that this is just the Pistons young team riding off into the sunset, because they are still a team that struggles to shoot the basketball consistently, and I do think that there is a scheme, there is a way to just make these guys uncomfortable.
I kind of see what you mean, Sook, but I also do think that, like, even with their comments in the post game, it kind of felt like maybe some of the noise is getting to them just a little bit. Like, a lot of the noise that surrounds these guys is playoff droppers, right? Whether it's Donovan Mitchell or James Harden, big games, they don't play well. Game 6s, they don't play well. Game 7s, they don't play well. Maybe against the Raptors, it was different. But Game 6, we saw the same thing. We saw them blow that game in the second half against the Raptors, then again lose in overtime after battling back. You didn't even have a chance to battle back in this Pistons one. That third quarter you talked about, they lost that by 11, never led in the second half. And I do think that the Cavaliers have the pieces. I just think it's going to be on those two guys. As much as we want to look at Jared Allen or Evan Mobley, the two guys that have to lead this team and play well are the two guys that don't have a great history of, and that's Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. Not to say that they're not capable of it. Game 7s are when legends are made. I do think that this is going to be one of those fun games. And I think Cade on the other side too, he's got another opportunity here in Game 7 to play well. But SPJ, what are you thinking? Like, just before with this game, with Game 6, and what are your thoughts?
I talked with Danny a little bit about it yesterday, and I was not surprised whatsoever. I wanted to bet the Pistons really badly, just because, again, until proven otherwise, I haven't seen it from this Cavs team in these big spots. James Harden yesterday, yeah, he played fine. He did a good job scoring the basketball, but that play where he tried to foul bait Cade into that three, fell on the ground, and then the ball got thrown in on the next possession. Dean Wade slipped in his sweat, and then Tobias Harris got a layup. It was like a perfect dichotomy of what was wrong with that game, and I think what's wrong with the Cavs as a whole. It was funny, we had the discussion going into Game 6. All the next 2 or 3 games for this Cavaliers team is going to totally dictate what their offseason looks like. If they win this game today and then they go and they play a decent series against the Knicks, you probably think about keeping this team together going into next year. Maybe Harden stays for another season or whatever. They lose today, the Pistons get the job done after having a 3-2 lead at home with a game chance to knock it out. Like you said, Donovan Mitchell finally gets the chance to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. You lose today, none of that happens. They're probably going to blow this roster up in the offseason. So it's crazy how it's going to really determine both sides which way this is going to go based upon what happens today in Game 7. And I'm excited to see which team ends up turning up and which team ends up, as you said, kind of showing who is going to be the Game 7 riser. I have a little more trust in Cade, just because I do think that he is a MVP caliber player. Didn't get the job done for us in the PRA or the scoring department in Game 6, but he was making all the right reads. He was doing all the right things offensively, and all the other guys, as Suk said, yeah, maybe they aren't consistent shooting the basketball, but they were hitting their shots. And if this team knocks down those shots when Cade does make those decisions as the primary ball handler, when he does get doubled, when he does get into the paint and spray it out to somebody, and they are knocking down shots, that's the reason why this team was the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. X factor, though, and we can then jump into the game. Jalen Duren finally played well last game. That was the other thing, too, is Duren finally had that game where he looked like an all-star, where he was big on the glass, he was scoring, he was looking offensively aggressive. He did not falter in the shadows of Allen and Mobley. And whether that is something that now he can go, okay, I've done it now, back to me, and then we see that again in Game 7, that's massive for this team. That's the reason why they were the 1 seed. So I think that if Duren comes out again today and plays like he did in Game 6, I feel like the Pistons get the job done today. If he falls back to what we saw in the Magic series and most of the series before, it might be a closer test, because Cade's going to have to drop 35.
So we talked about this before the last game too, and it was about how they're guarding Duren. Was there anything that you saw differently that maybe the Pistons did to help open him up, or was this just a classic case of
faster decision making? Just faster. Do everything faster. Trust yourself. And it kind of weirdly enough, that's why he ended up with the goose egg on the assist, because it was he opened up that part of his game, and he knew teams were taking away the short roll, but now it was kind of like we talked about this on the day before. It was like, hey, dude, put your head down, catch the ball on the move, put pressure. It will make the defense collapse. And we saw that. Like Duncan Robinson, 7 attempts, 4 of 7. That's going to be absolutely backbreaking, especially when you toss him onto the bench and you don't think that he's going to have that much of an effect on the game, and he still does. And I do think that that's what's happening. They're just kind of empowering Duren and being like, make your decisions faster. We also saw Beef Stew have like surprising minutes. Paul Reed have surprising minutes. So I do think that also it kind of lit a fire under his ass of like, hey, I might not play if I'm not engaged on every possession.
I mean, it seems like 5 whole games to get there, right?
He's 22.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You see this all the time.
I still wasn't going to class consistently at 22.
Yeah, I was making really
consistently.
questionable decisions at
I mean,
22,
my
dude.
boss has to blow up my phone in the mornings to make sure I'm going to make this show. I mean, like, it's definitely classic case of that. But SPJ, you talked about something that I want to bet on, and we bet on him last game. He burned us, but I'm going right back to this kid. He just shows us time and time again why he is so good at the game of basketball. He's hit this line in 5 of his 7 home games in the postseason here. Last time he played a game 7, he had 32 points, 12 rebounds, and a blowout win over the Magic in which he played 37 minutes. In their game 6 blowout win, in which they won by, I think, almost 20 points, he played 42 minutes. The rest of the starting lineup didn't even clear 30 minutes. Cade is going to be out there, and he's going to be out there at long fucking time. I just think that Bickerstaff has made the decision that this is going to be the way that he rolls with this team. He understands the lack of depth, the lack of shot making, and the lack of scoring ability when he's not out there. But this isn't Jokic. Jokic doesn't need some time on the bench. This is a point guard. This is a young point guard in, I think, his 4th or 5th season that is more than capable of playing 48 minutes if that's what you need him to do. And I just think that if that's what's going to happen tonight, if he's going to play 44 to 45 minutes in a 48-minute game, he's going to clear this line. So 7 of 19 in that last game. He should have realistically hit. He just went cold in that second half, and they really just didn't need him to score with the shot making from everybody else. So, but I think game 7, it's going to be a lot tighter. It's going to be a lot tougher. Give me K's over 41.5 PRA.
I like it. I again, and he started the game so hot last game, but I think it was because he knew he had to get out and set a message for these guys on the road in game 6 of, we're going to come out and we're going to punch these guys in the mouth. I'm going to lead the charge. We're hop on the train. We're getting going. And then after that, he set the tone. But then, as you mentioned, he didn't need to at that particular point in the second half because all the other guys were stepping up. Duren came for the party. Robinson, Janice Jenkins was making shots. Asar was playing good on defense and also facilitating. And everybody rose their level to Cade's level that he started it off with. And then he didn't have to then exert any more energy scoring later in the game because all the other guys were doing the heavy lifting. So I like going back to him. He's going to have the ball in his hands a shit ton. Nothing wrong with it. I just want to answer this question from chat. I looked at this and I wanted to pick y'all's brain. I mean, Duren's PRA is 22.5. He smoked it last game with 26. He had 15 and 11. Didn't facilitate like Sook said, but I mean, we've seen this guy have close to almost 30 PRA lines in the regular season. Like if he has another, do we all agree that if he has another good game, the Pistons are probably going to win this basketball game? Like if he plays at the double-double level, 15, 10, maybe even 20, they're going to win. I think the PRA looks very tasty. I almost bet it, but I was like, I want to maybe hold off, but I think it looks like a very enticing line.
It looks definitely enticing for sure. It just confuses me why it's so low. And Trizzy's always said think about why a line is where it is. So it kind of susses me out. And I do think that it's a good mention that in game 7 against the Raptors, Jared Allen went absolutely bonkers, had 22 and 19. Maybe books are thinking that it's going to be an Allen night tonight, and Duren can't keep it up consistently. So I stayed off of Duren. You guys know how much I love him, but for whatever reason, it sussed me out that it was lower. You think it'd tick up a little bit?
Yeah.
I have a prop. Chef talked about this one earlier. So I love your Cade play, V. I'm down to put him in the parlay. I have no problem with that. Chef said this earlier. I love this. I'm on this as well. Asar Thompson, 10.5 rebounds and assists. You can take the boards if you want at 6.5. But I got a little better number on the RA. He's been good facilitating. He's hit this. Let me just pull up Asar's numbers real fast. And then I have a cheeky one for Asar that I'm sure Sook probably looked at too. Hit this in 3 of the last 4 games. He had 4 assists and 9 boards in the last one. He had 5 assists and 7 rebounds in the game prior to that. And he's out. He even fouled out of the last game because of the way that they're refereeing him, I think is really shitty. But I took his steals as well. I got the value on the 3+. 3+ steals is plus 185. He's had 4 in back-to-back games. Now, I can't bet the stocks, but I love the stocks over 3.5 plus 120. I feel like that is really tasty as well. I can't bet it though, so I just went straight to the steals, and I think that he's going to hound Harden / Mitchell, whoever he's going to be guarding for stretches, and he's probably going to pick a couple pockets. And this is more of a sprinkle because it's almost 2 to 1, but I think that this price makes no sense, and give me the 3 for a start. But I like the RA a lot.
He's putting absolutely video game numbers up on the defensive side of the ball. I can't remember the record, but the blocks and steals combined too. He's just been absolutely fantastic in this series.
12 stocks last 2 games. Incredible stuff.
Insane.
That's with foul trouble. That's with, you know what I mean? Like a very, very tight whistle.
But also, I do think that that's like, I like that SPJ mentioned that it's a little bit of a sprinkle because of the odds, because he's going to be super, super aggressive out there. So it's like, you can sprinkle it, but like KP's saying, the foul trouble is always scary with all of these Pistons, not just Thompson, with Duran, with all of them. Just how aggressive they play. They don't have that thunder whistle, so they will get sent to the bench.
That's the thing too. I think the Thunder and I was waiting until the end of the show, but the Thunder and Spurs both have that similar type of physicality, I think, where they can defend and be physical, but they also still don't get called for fouls. The Pistons are physical, and the Pistons foul the most in the NBA, and it's showed during the regular season and here in the postseason. So that series is going to be fun to see with the physicality and the lack of whistle that both the teams draw. I think in terms of like on the defensive side. Sorry, off topic, but defense, whistle, all that stuff just made me think about the series again.
That's okay. I also on the SAR thing before we tap it off, I've got one more thing to mention, so you can mention any bets you have, and then we can cook and can get out of here. It's gone by fast. I used to think that Eamon was the way better twin of Asar. I kind of think closer. It's a lot closer than it used to be, or maybe even Asar might be the better NBA player as a whole. Like I like his game a little bit more than Eamon's, I think, at this point.
They fucked up Eamon by making him play point guard. He doesn't have a natural feel for the passing lanes offensively. Defensively, yeah, he gets in there, but naturally offensively, once the defense plays drop, he doesn't see the floor in a way that like he sees that like, all right, if I shift the defense to the left or the right, to the strong side or the weak side, then I'm going to get this guy open. Jabari Smith might get rotated over into the corner. It's like he doesn't see that one play after the other, where with like Thompson, the Detroit one, it's just been, hey, you're going to play next to Cade, and your job is to just bully the fuck out of everybody on the court. And
catch lobs, rebound, assist, score on the side. Like he does have the benefit of playing next to a superstar point guard, so that does help.
They tried to make him Ben Simmons, and I don't think it's worked out because obviously Ben Simmons didn't work out. That's not a kind of player prototype you want to have. But on top of that, too, it's like he doesn't have the passing, the passing skill that Ben Simmons did.
And like if you're gonna do that, there's clip that you can go back and watch Rajon Rondo. He was an expert at this, at shifting the defense, despite the fact that they're playing in complete drop. So there is game tape you can go find, and future head coach in the NBA, Rajon Rondo, is definitely tape you should watch.
Please be the Pelicans head course. Make the right decision, Pelicans.
They have the roster that would be perfect for him.
I don't mean that Eamon's a great player. So I guess I'm saying I didn't think that Asar was going to turn out to be a good NBA player.
We thought there was one very good twin and one very mid
twin. Yeah, exactly.
What I'm hearing is you guys thought there was a Brooke and you guys thought there was a Robin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I thought that was the case, and I think we're getting more of like comparable, like they're pretty even.
Sedines from the NHL.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fuck those guys though.
I got one more to mention, and then Sook, you can say if you have anything else. I took the over. I almost went back to the Pistons team total again. It's bet it last game. It smacked with ease most of this series, but they bumped it up to 105. I didn't like it as much at 105. I liked it at 103, 104, but 105 felt a little high. So I just taken the game over. I think we see yet another one. We might get overtime. And most of the games in this series have gone over this 105 number except for one. So I think we see 210 points once again. Maybe we get the benefit of an overtime game. I don't think that either one of these teams are going to come out flat in this spot. I think they're going to both come out shooting the basketball pretty well, attacking aggressively downhill, and I think we get over the 210. So I like the 205. I like the over.
I like it, KP, especially after what Silk was saying about him coming off of the bench and kind of giving the spark that way.
The threes.
I got 2 plays real quick. I played this only once all playoffs. It hit. Feels like the right time again. Everyone's saying that Donovan Mitchell was saying the wrong things in the presser. I feel like he's just saying the right things. He said we got punched in the mouth, and it didn't feel like anybody wanted to give an answer. So I'm taking D-Mitch for 2 stocks. Last time I played it, it hit. I do think that he will be up and ready to play. Yeah, sometimes we do not see the stat lines that we expect from him, but this is a guy that casually drops 50 in playoff games. He's had a pedigree of winning on 2 different teams as the leader. I think he steps up here today, and the 2 stocks is more comfortable to me than taking any other line, because I do think that he is still a gamer and he's going to want to play well. And then the other one I took in this game is Dennis Schroeder, over 9.5 PRA. It's missed in 2 of the last 3 games, boys, but 10 of the last 12 head-to-head, this line is hit with a median of 14.5. He usually has a good time playing against this team, and I do think that if Dennis Jenkins is back in that starting lineup, Dennis Schroeder should have a lot of advantageous positions against some of these bench guys on the Pistons. And Dennis Schroeder, everyone forgets, he was a former Piston just a few years ago. So Schroeder is an absolute gamer. In Europe, he's played in big game after big game after big game. So I do think that this is not a guy that's going to shy away from the moment. And I know, like I said, in 2 of the last 3 in this series, it's missed, but head-to-head, the hit rate is just so strong, so good. And then I'm betting on the German to kind of step up here.
I like that. It feels like a counter too for Cleveland. You know what I mean? To kind of counter Dennis Jenkins. If you're gonna put him in the game, then we're gonna have Schroeder go at him a few times on a few possessions and see if that works.
Wife likes it. That's what matters. I'm a little bit scared of the minutes. But I think you're right, and this is definitely you're thinking like how how Kenny Atkinson is going to counterbalance, respond. Yeah, the chess match, and I think
don't forget I have the plus 475 ticket for OKC over the Cavs in the finals, and Vsauce is the only one in the room that knows I put multiple units on it. So.
Well, now the whole room knows, so because you just said it out loud.
I didn't expose that part of it last time we were on, but yes.
I'm feeling very, very sad about it now.
Why?
That's kind of how things
because
go,
they didn't
man.
win the last game 6.
I thought they were going to close out the series that last time out.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens tonight. Okay, boys, let's cook. Anything else you guys want to mention?
No, that feels good to me.
Okay. It should be a good one tonight, though. Obviously, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific, and any other time zones across the world. Find the game, watch it. Game 7. The good thing is we get another game tomorrow, so at least we don't have a little drop off, which will be fun. All right, so we start with the SAR. Chef liked it. I'm on it. Are you guys down to start with the SAR?
Yep.
You guys good with the RA, or do you just want to take the boards?
Let's take the RA, I think.
Okay. Are the
you want to go with Durin, or if it's a little bit sus, we could go with Cade's points instead of the PRA, just because we already have the SAR's RA.
I think we choose between Durin or Cade.
So, which one did you like better? I know you weren't probably fully sold on either one, but
Durin just feels so low, and I liked what you guys were saying that Cade was able to kind of take a step back and play the facilitator role. So,
is that real news?
I didn't hear that.
Maybe they're just trying to hype each other up.
Yeah.
Watch it come out after the fact that somebody's been messing around with Durin on the side and it's been fucking with his psyche or something. Let's take Cade. I feel like we won't regret taking Cade in this spot. These guys are both deep diving now into Pistons.
It did happen. Yeah. But it seems like it was something that was just overblown. They kind of got mad at each other in the locker room, went at it, and then I'm sure everybody with the mic wanted to hear and overblow it, get the story.
I mean, these guys that they're really close working together. They're probably friends. And sometimes, when you work like that with people, you have to get a little in your face about stuff sometimes. Shit happens. Are you guys good with Cade?
Yeah.
I like the PRA 41.5. I mean, I feel like if he's, it's Cade.
Wait, the same account also tweeted that Nikola Jokic is appealing the MVP result after losing to Shea. Like, this doesn't seem real.
Focus.
Okay, sorry.
Come back.
Come back to
Come
it.
back. Come back. You can do that in like 10 minutes when we're off the show.
Just trying to dispel rumors.
Yeah.
You're creating rumors. You're like, is this true? And then saying it out loud.
No, I'm saying because it's not the same person that tweeted the Cade thing also tweeted something like that. Doesn't like Jokic is not appealing the MVP decision. That's not a real thing.
Agreed. Do you guys like the over?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
low enough.
Okay. Let's take it at 204.5. Cut the hook. Okay. One more leg. What do we take on the Cavs side? Something with D-Mitch? Harden. Chef said he liked Harden. I don't want to trust Harden in this game, but
Yeah,
I don't hate Jared Allen either. Coming off that
Jared
big
Allen.
game 7. He is a
PR?
vet.
I can't
mean,
do PR,
really.
unfortunately.
Why don't we do? What else did you guys bet?
You just had Cade. Did you have anything else? Or you just Cade?
Just Cade.
It's only one game. It's hard to find multiple plays.
feel
I
like we
don't
take
want to
some-
do Schroeder.
I was about to say you probably just want to suffer
Yeah.
through that on your sweat through that by yourself, right?
Yeah, yes, please.
I like it
did-
though. Let's take
Duncan
something.
Robinson?
No, that's then 3 Pistons. We don't have any Cavs. We
No.
got to take something on the Cavs.
I think if we do Duncan Robinson PRA, then you throw in Pistons money line and call it a day. But I don't want to do that. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna do that heavy on the Pistons side, then might as well throw their side in.
Yeah, I know. I see what you're saying, but I'm down to take a Cavalier, but who?
What about
Harden.
D-Mitch just for James?
I'm down to take D-Midge too. Like all the things that you said. So I know it was about stocks, but like you said, he had a 50-point playoff game, right? His legacy, I would say, is on the line more than anybody else's. Like a Game 7 win isn't gonna make people forget about all of Harden's playoff dropping. But I mean, D-Midge, for him, this game means a ton. I'd say
But what do you want to take? Just the points?
PRA even. I know the RA burned us 2 games ago, but
I mean, the points line is 24 or 25.5.
Chat wants to fade Dean Wade.
I feel like if we do Mitchell, we just take the points. If we do Harden, we'd take the PRA.
I like Mitchell points.
I like Mitchell points too.
All right, let's take the 25 flat. I mean, if he ain't scoring 25, GG's to the Cavs.
GG's.
If he doesn't score 25, GG's to the over on the game total.
That's
Do
true as
that.
well.
GG's do a
also,
lot of stuff.
Yeah.
GG's do so many things. I can only take 20. I can only take 25.5. So let's do
GG's to the Cavs, GG's to the parlay, GG's.
to every just the game is just shit at that point. Asar 10 plus or 11 plus RA, Cade 42 plus PRA, the over, and then D Mitch 26 points. That's plus 675.
That'll do.
B's
I
not
like it.
satisfied. Oh, you are? Okay.
I mean, yeah, I like it. It's one game. I'm trying not to be like, you know what I mean? Money in the account is money in the account.
Absolutely. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to remind myself.
All right, let's leave it. One game, like SGP, and then we'll we can't make them all plus 1,000.
No.
We also didn't throw any plus money in here, so everything is juicy. So
Going, I'll be doing some weird stuff with this.
yeah, you will. Plus 675. There's your saucy 4, saucy SGP, however you want to call it. Good stuff, boys. How's the Chad? How's the Aces doing? Are they still blowing out the dream? Bing bong.
KP took it live.
Let's go. How is Kennedy Carter doing? Asia with 14. Let's go. That's good for me. Kennedy's still stuck at 8, or she gotten into the double digits yet?
I know somebody in chat was mad that she didn't come off the bench first.
Yeah.
6'7", beast. There's your saucy 4 if you want to tail. Great stuff, guys. Anything else you want to gab about before we get out of here?
Chat, it's been a great weekend. Iceman just dropped 3 albums. All right. Just please take a second, listen to the album, listen to all 3. Maid of Honor, Habibti, they're all fucking fire. All right. Iceman dropped. It's Iceman season. All right. It's an Iceman summer. All right. Just appreciate the greatness. He's not going to be here forever. All right. It's for the love of the game at this point. All right. It's for the love of the game. And the album bangs. Shebang. Shebang. Shebang.
Yeah, and just to stay with the Canadian content, it is May long weekend. Tomorrow is Victoria Day, stat holiday in the whole country. So long weekend here. I know there's a lot of festivals and stuff tomorrow. So if you're in Canada, make sure you go out and enjoy the day. I know everybody likes to do family stuff on May long. I'm doing kind of the same thing. So happy May long to everyone that's from Canada, and hat tip to the Queen. R.I.P. baby.
I also thank you for reminding me that you won't be in our meeting tomorrow. So thanks for that as well. Thanks for tuning in, chat, all across all the platforms. If you're just tapping in with us for the first time right here on the Betting News Network, give us a follow on YouTube, on Twitch, on X. We go live every single day, talking hoops, talking sports, having a good time with you guys and vibing out. So if you enjoyed the content, come back and hang out with us and hang out and get after it today. Let's go, as Crazy Pellet. We'd love to see it. Hope you guys enjoyed the dub before us with our friend Flo. Hope you guys enjoyed Sauce Team. We'll catch you guys back tomorrow morning. Spread will be back in the morning. Any given wager after that, and then V, myself, Danny, and Suck. Actually, no Suck tomorrow, I guess. Are you gonna do Betspresso or no?
No, I will be out and about. Yes.
Oot and boot. So just me, V, and DV tomorrow for the good and the bad, the ugly from what we saw today. You guys came for the winners. You stayed for the vibes. Have a fantastic Sunday. Enjoy Game 7 tonight. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, chat.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about